dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed, a life destroyed. Until I walk awake, scream my mind, I shout, the ground shakes. How much can I take? My mind will break. Will it break? Can I take? Can I be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Fly away. It's the first time of today. Today. To dream, believe. You are the strength, you're all I need. Need. Oh, gonna give it a shot. Only one of me to shield you all from the enemy. You're a superhero. You're a superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Can I be your superhero? Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear I weighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent.
Alright everyone, welcome to the second cast of Dorado Gaming Gamma in the Upsurge Junior League. I am Septi, joined today by the Baldimus Prime, otherwise known as Dalton, otherwise known as Harmonica Goat.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, so today we have a matchup between Dorado Gaming Gamma and Limitless Void, and we're going into draft for game 1. So, I wonder if we're going to see the same strong bans that we've seen. So, Lulu ban coming out of blue side, which is really interesting. Matched instantly by a Ziggs ban.
Of course. Can't let OG Kush have his one-trick Ziggs.
Ziggs incredibly prevalent in the meta these days, in bot lane especially, in bot lane and mid. Just being able to put out so much damage. And the Nocturne ban, a strong jungle pick. Now, I'm surprised it's a Nocturne ban as opposed to something like a Viego or a Xin Zhao. Could potentially
with Nocturne falling out of the meta a little bit with Stride Breaker, I'm surprised they didn't opt for a little more powerful jungler there.
Yeah, and I wonder how this draft is going to go. Okay, so it looks like they're going to try and leave up the trade of Xin Zhao, Viego, or Diana. Now, again, Xin Zhao and Diana were not touched on this patch. And so they're both incredibly strong power picks moving forward. And the Thresh ban for Hooked on Flays, his namesake, they are not letting him have it tonight.
Not at all. Yeah, it's an interesting strategy of leaving open multiple strong power picks in the meta, especially junglers right now, as you never know what you're going to get with one side or the other. Leaving open Viego, Diana, Xin Zhao, just allowing either team to grab multiple options here.
It makes you wonder if they have something prepared for them, right? Now, as we see the Xin Zhao come out, a very powerful pick. If you go either the Gore Drinker builds, I think the Gore Drinker build is pretty standard these days, but you can still go Divine Sunder. But it's answered quickly by a Volibear, a tanky pick that can also duel the Xin Zhao early on. Looks to build ideally why am I forgetting what it's called? I just said the name of it. The Sheen item for tanks.
Divine Sunder. The
Divine Sunder, exactly. And the Varus, the Volley and the Varus. Varus had to poke out. Volley able to set up good dives. And I wonder what Gamma responds with. The Aphelios is left up, but...
Yeah, Volibear Varus is a pretty strong answer to Xin Zhao, I think, because it stops Xin Zhao from getting in, let a strong CC chain, and easy to land CC. So it'd be difficult for Gamma to continue picking dive against Volibear Varus.
Now this surprises me. Mundo in first rotation. I haven't played much of it, or I don't know much about it, so I'm glad you're here, Dalton, because you're a top lane main, so you probably know a lot about Mundo. I don't know if blinding it like this can get punished yet. I don't know if people have worked out.
It's certainly unorthodox. I mean, you'd pick Mundo first through rotation as a jungle top lane flex, which would open up some options for you. But since they've already picked Xin Zhao here, it's certainly unorthodox. I do think that Fireflans, Gamma's top laner, has a certain priority on Mundo right now, and he feels super strong. There's insider information as to why it might be picked in the first 3, but it is definitely unorthodox.
Leaking the strats tonight.
Maybe a little bit.
But I am surprised by this red 3. I'm surprised by this Janna pick. I don't know. I'm going to look at the climb real quick. I don't know if... Okay, so it is a Janna pick. It wasn't a miss pick. Janna on 3 with Varus and Volibear seems very interesting. But I guess it does work against the Xin Zhao when he jumps in. But Mundo, remember, has his passive that allows him to immune 1 CC. So if he's in there and he still has his passive up and the Janna uses her R or her Tornado, he's not going to go in there. He's going to keep charging at their face like nothing happened.
Yeah, the Janna pick is interesting. I assume it would just be for a safe pick against multiple dive threats here and potential to stop them with disengage. But that's a lot of dive for just a Janna to stop with only Varus as well. And a little bit of anti-synergy as well between Volibear, Varus, Janna.
Well. Yeah. And just talking about these bans, we see double support bans coming out from Limitless Void. The Taric and the Nautilus So targeting down the hooked on plays champ pool, another hook champion in Nautilus, and another great engaged dive support in Taric. Tristana Taric known as a very strong bot lane, and I imagine if they were paired together this game, it would be able to bully the Varus and Janna very hard. And I'm kind of surprised looking at Gamma's bans, considering they have a pretty tanky lineup, I'd say, and one that's pretty elusive to be banning 2 assassins against.
Yeah, I would agree, but it does appear that the the mid laner for Limitless as a strong assassin, that's particularly a strong Echo and Zed player. And he may be afraid that if he doesn't ban those 2 things and they potentially want to flex the Tristana to the mid lane, that those could be a problem for her if she does indeed go to the mid lane.
Okay, so we do see the Leona potentially coming out. All right, so we're going to have a Tristana-Leona lane, another very, very aggressive lane into the Varus Janna. I'm pretty sure that the Leona just counterpicked herself by picking into Janna, but we don't have to talk about that. More importantly, we can also talk about the Shen on R4 for Limitless Void. They seem to be trying to set up what looks like a protect the carry comp, but Varus, he's not the same as a Kog'Maw or a Jinx, or even an Ezreal for that matter. So I don't really know where this draft plan is going. My guess would be that they're planning to pick Corki here on 5.
Yeah, I would think that they'd certainly need a really strong pick here on 5. They've built a pretty solid disengage and pretty solid protect the president comp, but they need a president to
Exactly.
protect.
There is no one in the Oval Office to protect.
No one's hitting the button right now.
No one is pressing the button, exactly. So, but I do like Gamma. I do like Gamma's draft right now. They have a lot of engage. They have a lot of consistent damage and scaling throughout the game. And Silas, that is not the president. That is not the person who is going to carry you through this game.
At most, I think Silas might be a staff member, but not the president.
Yeah, no, he's sitting next to the guy. But so looking at this comp, I think favor Gamma's draft. I think they're much more well-rounded. They have engaged tools all across the board. They have safe lanes into the Volibear, who might be looking to dive later on. The Tristana able to jump in and really mess up the Varus if he's left unattended for even a second. And the Xin Zhao able to create so much space and opportunities for playmaking early on in the game.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that of the 2 comps, they both have pretty clear ideas about what they want to be doing, but I do believe Gamma's is much easier to execute. With Limitless's draft, they have a lot of disengage, and it is good against Tristana, Xin Zhao, Mundo, and Leona, but they have no output of damage to kill a 3000 HP Mundo. They have no hard lockdown, hard lockdown to stop the Mundo and Xin Zhao from running over their backline. All they can do is disengage, and they seem to be lacking damage as well, unless Varus gets insanely ahead or he goes on hit.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Limitless Void not really having any one person that can actually carry their game. The Varus has to go on hit this game, but it's not really going to do much against, the Mundo, who can just out-heal his damage, the Xin Zhao, who can immune the Varus' damage unless he's in his face, the Leona, what is on hit going to do to a tank Leona who's never going to die to anything? And Victor just plays outside his auto attack range, so it's an uphill battle for Limitless Void, and I'm really wondering if they will be able to overcome this.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this game will play out. Like I said, with what you just described about the comps and how they play out, the comp for Dorado Gaming is much easier to execute, in my opinion, than the comp for Limitless. I think whether or not both teams execute the comps as to how we see them in the draft will determine the outcome more than likely. All
right. Yeah, no, and we are moving into the draft. The loadouts are being finalized here. We do see these final lineups. We are going to have the Dr. Mundo in the top lane for Fireflowers, the Xin Zhao in the jungle for Never Outmatched, the Victor in the mid lane for OG Kush, Tristana for Mani, the recently changed Indian here, Leona for Hooked on Flays, and then on the red side, Shen for Nabrizi, Volibear for East Side Luke, Silas for Lake Wash, Varus for Sunstoat, and Janna for Weavy. And again, my prediction is going to be for Dorado Gaming Gamma. I think their comp just outmatches at every point in the game. They're able to do whatever they want, whenever they want.
Yep, I would agree. My prediction is also for Dorado Gaming Zeta, or Gamma. Calling my own team there. For Gamma, I favor their draft a whole lot more. I think it's a whole lot easier to execute.
And just talking about win conditions, we do have a couple minutes. We'll talk for a little bit before we start prepping the game. But I want to see Limitless Void go for plays on the bot side. They need to get this Varus ahead. They need to get this Sylas ahead. Whether it's denying early dragons, forcing tower dives, they need to use the Shen's global advantage to really abuse the bot lane if they want to stand any chance of winning.
Yeah, I would agree. With a draft like that, the only win condition that you've left yourself is mid down. You really can't pressure a Mundo with the Shin top. It's virtually impossible. And if Sylas gets ahead, I think that could certainly be a problem. And if Varus gets ahead, that could certainly be a problem as well. But for win conditions for Gamma, I think that they have a much easier time and a much easier win condition to achieve by shutting down the only remaining thing that Limitless Void has as their win condition. Sorry, go ahead.
Go for it. No, you finish your point. Absolutely.
If Zinzao and Leona are able to work together this game in the early game and invade on a Volibear. Volibear is not the strongest early game jungler in the 1v1 by any means against a Zinzao. He's a very strong early game jungler around the map, but nowhere near as strong in a 1v1 as Zinzao. And I don't think that a Janna Volibear can touch a Leona Zinzao on the 2v2 Roam and 2v2 invade. So shutting down the only win conditions that Void have left is, in my opinion, a good win condition for Gamma to follow.
Awesome. And with that said, we are going to take this last minute to prepare ourselves for the game. We will talk about who is going to win this game, what events might occur. But with that said, we will be right back. Alright, I'm going to turn off the music right now, but we are into game 1 of Dorado Gaming Gamma versus Limitless Void. Oh, I have not changed the scene. I apologize. We're kind of new to this still, or I am. Here we go. There's the scene. Back to the directed camera. Once again, I am Septi, and I am with my friend Sir Baldimus Prime, Dalton, or the Harmonica God. We are casting game 1. Let's get into this. As we see an early invade coming in from the red side of Limitless Void to the blue side, getting a ward on Never Outmatched Blue. Now, and we do see the insta clear coming out. He started the sweeper and is able to clear it and give early level 1 to OG Kush. That is going to be massive into the range v melee matchup into the Silas. But yeah, looking at the summoners, we do see that Varus is coming in with cleanse into the Leona Tristana, which is very interesting, and the lethal tempo. As we talked about in draft, he is going to be going the on-hit build.
Yeah, very interesting choice of summoners coming out from the red side bot lane. You'd think with a draft focused solely around getting bot and mid ahead that the lane would want to have some pressure, some combat summoners, but they're really afraid of the engage from the Tristana Leona, and that's leading back into our original points about how Dorado Gaming Gamma's comp does a much better job at shutting down their bot lane than their bot lane does of shutting down Gamma's. They have a lot more options to the Tristana Leona.
Yeah, no, exactly. And looking in at the mid lane matchup, we do see that OG Kush has taken the electrocute into the melee matchup. Which I think is really interesting because, normally the Victor likes to take the fleet footwork, or not the fleet footwork, the phase rush, because he wants to make space. He wants to be able to kite out and deal as much damage from range as he can. The spacing very important on that champion, especially into a matchup like Silas, who, while it might have appeared as though he got nerfed this patch, it was just his W that got nerfed. His Q actually got a massive buff, which allows his laning and poke in lane to be much stronger. And now what we're seeing in bot lane is, pretty standard. We did talk about how, the Leona Tristana can be aggressive, but level 1, not enough abilities to be able to fight them. As we see the Varus and the Janna getting level 2 first, and then backing off as Gamma's bot lane gets it as well.
Now, much stronger trades coming out across the top lane and mid lane than I would have thought early game with those two matchups. Mid lane you could expect, but top lane I certainly didn't expect that hard of a trade.
We see Never Match going in. The Silas flashes away. They got the knockup on the Volibear. The flash out of Never Outmatched. Oh, the flash forward by Volley. And Xin Zhao with the first blood. Xin Zhao going back, cutting back out the Silas, and the double kill for Dorado Gaming Gamma. Really good start to the game. 3 flashes blown for 2 for 0 for Dorado Gaming.
Huge skirmish for Gamma early. I mean, that's exactly what you want in this scaling favored side for Limitless Void. You really want those early skirmishes to be in the favor with this kind of comp.
And yeah, you see the winner takes it all as Xin Zhao goes in and gets the red away from the Volibear. Well, that's going to be a sad Lightning Bear walking back to his jungle, having to go to his Krugs, not even able to contest the top crab.
He's taking the cake and eating it too.
Exactly. We did see a lot of trading though happening in the mid lane. As we see a fight breaking out top lane, Firefly's just going to grab his passive. Potentially looking to fight it out. Nope, just goes low and backs away.
Yeah, so with the recent rise of Mundo in the top lane and Anathema's Chains, he's become really popular as a sort of beefy bruiser tank that's able to be blind picked or picked into a lot of matchups. But really, Mundo early game is not very strong. He lacks base damage in most abilities except for Q, and he's really susceptible to early trades.
We do see the Volibear going for a gank and getting the flash out of the Mundo, who is not the most healthy at the current moment. Let me just check on the lane state, as we do see that the top wave is going back into the Shen, which is going to be really bad if he's unable to push this out.
Getting frozen on as Mundo feels bad because you can't really solid push the wave as Mundo without using multiple abilities on the wave, so you're stuck farming with Q frozen against Shen, which feels bad for most everyone.
Now, I want to check this. It does look like Dorado Gaming Gamma did take the bot scuttle. Their bot lane took it. As we see, again, the Mundo TPing back to lane to shove it out. That's going to be TB advantage for the side of Limitless Void.
Yeah, that goes to show how little advantages in your wave management can cause big macro moves across the map. One little freeze had to have Firefly's reset and TP just to break it without being in danger. which gives Shen a TP advantage.
Yes, now we do see the resets coming in from bot lane. You see Boots coming out for the Varus, which is a little bit surprising because I feel like if you're ever getting it, what the heck just happened there?
I was coming out the top lane.
The solo bolo coming out of the top lane. I was looking at the items. I didn't even see what happened.
Well, the TLDR was Fireflies just walked up and smacked him with a clear.
Oh my god, Mundo is a broken champion. Someone please nerf him. We see that Gamma is able to pick up that dragon for no cost at all after bot lane shoves in their wave. And the TP back in from Shen. Fireflies is fairly low with no flash. I really am not sure if he's able to continue this fight. I don't know why the Shen wouldn't just continue walking at him. Mundo, I guess he's level 6. I guess he's level 6. And we do see the gank coming in again from Never At Match. I seem to just be missing everything. It's crazy.
That's okay. The Zenzel is just making lots of early game plays around mid lane. He's recognizing that early game Sylas has a lot of opportunity to pressure Victor, especially without Victor having phase rush and taking electrocute. He lacks the escape that he would normally have, and honestly the Zenzel is just countering every little bit of engage that Sylas tries to do early game, and puts him in a really bad position because now he's down in the matchup when he's trying to pressure early game.
And now, I'm not going to go start crying jungle diff, but I am seeing almost a 20 CS lead come out in the jungle. And when Volibear has only one camp left to farm, Zinjao's going to have his whole top side up.
Pressure.
Exactly. He's going to put up more pressure. He has a dragon. He has 3 successful ganks. Or I guess 2 successful ganks, because one of them was a double kill. But no, the 20 CS lead with, I mean, the item advantage, I imagine, is only temporary. As Zinjao, I'm sure, is sitting on, 1,000 gold. He is currently 3,000 gold to the 1,900 of the Volibear, so he is very much so in the positive column when it comes to gold. I'm surprised.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm surprised as well that we haven't seen much fighting out of this bot lane yet. With a Leona Tristana lane, I kind of wish I would have seen them be more aggressive.
Yeah, you would think that they would be a bit more aggressive early game with that draft, but it does go back to draft even in the jungle, like we were just talking about. Not to change the subject back, but.
Hold on, we see this Zinjao going on mid lane, lands the W, goes in with the E, ults, and is able to get the Q and flashes out with a sliver of health. Oh, really well played, and we are fighting up in the top lane as well as Fireflies is able to get another solo bolo onto the Shen. Oh, what is this matchup?
It's a little missteps happening all across the map here. Just small mechanical outplays that are going in favor for Dorado Gamma all across the map. Despite even early game slip-ups, top lane has turned around to like 180 degrees with 2 solo bolo kills back to back in a early game apparent bad matchup for Mundo. But back to going back to what we were talking about with the draft and the Zinzao and the Volibear early game. It's an interesting choice by Limitless Void.
Hold on, we do see the Varus ulti come on out with the Volibear coming in. Now Leona does have flash and she flashes away. Oh my goodness, and they can't get anything happening. Limitless Void is just trying their hardest. They haven't played around their win condition at all. This is the first time that Volley has shown his face bot lane. And look in the river. There's so many wards. There's so many wards through the river. There's nothing that they can even do.
After the early pressure Zinzao put down in the river, and after the vision coverage they were able to gain from that, Volley's going to have a hard time trying to execute his win con of getting bot lane ahead. And with mid lane also being behind, he's in a really tough spot at the moment.
Sorry, the one thing I will... Oh, wait, a fight mid. The stun landing from OG Kush, but nothing is going to come of it, as Leona is hovering behind. Maybe suspecting that the Volibear could be looking to fight the Zinjao in the top side red. But nothing comes of it. Oh, the Sylas eating forward. He does have flash up again, so this Leona engage shouldn't amount to anything. And we are going to see the Herald dropped on mid. Should be able to break this tower open if they commit to it.
Yeah, big early game tempo play, getting the Herald out this early on the mid tower and almost taking.
Oh, what is this engage? Oh, he should have tried to eat the chains, I think. He would have killed Sylas for sure.
Yeah, I agree. But this is good tempo early game from Dorado Gaming Gamma. This is exactly how they want to play their comp early game. They want to accelerate the game as much as they can early and not allow any of the potential carries from Limitless Void to get online. With them currently being behind, this is exactly a spot that Dorado Gaming Gamma want to be in.
True, yeah. And I will credit this bot lane for being able to keep even CS despite being into a much more aggressive lane. I know it is Janna, and I know she's able to, basically just tornado. Oh, as Fireflies is trying to clear a ward with the Volibear right there. This seems incredibly greedy as he has to flash away. The Shen lands the E, and is able to follow the Volibear really close. Does have flash, doesn't need it, lands the Q and the W and the E to finish it off.
It was a bit greedy going for that pink ward there. I assume he didn't know that Volibear was in the area. Maybe they didn't have tracking on him. He likely would have been safe had it just been the Shin, but that was a little greedy there.
Yeah, and the Xin Zhao is hovering around the bot lane as this dragon is spawning. I would like to see the bot lane push out this wave and go into the jungle, but with the Volibear topside, it looks like it might just be a trade of resources. And I hope the Volibear... Oh, no, he's just going to recall. He's not even going to check the topside jungle.
Yeah, missed opportunity there for the Volibear with the control. They really needed to get more off of this trade, I feel like. With the Herald already being taken early game, they can't use that to trade. So they're basically giving up Dragon for 1 kill on a Mundo, which isn't worth a whole lot. And Mundo didn't even really have to die there. That was just a pickup kill.
This is looking really risky. I don't know why their bot lane is backing off. They have TP on Sylas and ulti on Shen. If Dorado Gamma went for this dive, it would be horrendous. It would be the biggest atrocity that has ever happened in this game, because they would just get turned on and probably go 3-for-0 or 4-for-0 even under the tower if they fully committed.
Okay.
But we do see the very salty whiffs. The Janna Tornado is non-existent. I don't know why she even threw it. And the Xin Zhao gets engaged on by the Volibear. Doesn't have the Q. Lands the E on the Sylas. Never a match going back in with the ulti. Is able to... Ooh, the Janna Flash ult! And the Leona ult onto 3. Oh my goodness! Oh my god, the damage coming out of Dorado Gamma is insane as the double kill comes out from the Xin Zhao. And the single kill for the Victor. It's looking like a GG. I have to say it, Dalton. It's looking like a GG.
It's certainly looking uphill for Limitless Void. I mean, despite having TP advantage mid lane, and the mid laner in the Victor just having come back to lane with Sylas having prior, somehow Dorado Gamma were able to rotate and arrive to that fight quicker than the members of Limitless Void, and just having an absolutely nasty wombo.
Oh, I don't like this.
There.
I don't like this. Shen has ulti. Oh, this could go so poorly for Dorado Gamma. Oh, the E on the fucking on the Tristana barely. Oh my god, I'm sorry for cursing. Barely not killing the Varus there, as the Shen and the Sylas TP in to get nothing but save the Varus, who honestly probably isn't even worth both resources. If anything, it'd just be the Shen TP. But Mundo is being able to push in this wave. Gets the other TP out of Shen. Oh, this is so bad. This is so unfortunate for Limitless.
Yeah, the early game macro plays and certainly the generosity of the members of Limitless Void to try and save their teammates is unfortunately going to put them at a bit of a disadvantage as they're getting thrown around the map left and right, missing waves here and there. I, as a top laner, know how bad it can be to TP and miss a couple waves. It can absolutely put you behind for the majority of the game.
But now you as a top laner as well. What do you think of this Shen build? It seems very aggressive to me, and I don't know why he's not just rushing Frostfire.
Now this is certainly an interesting Shen build. I mean, typically you would build this if you were, really ahead in the matchup, or you were looking to split push a lot here.
Fireflames doesn't have flash here as the Volibear goes in with Q, lands the E, flashes for it. The Janna Tornado coming just short, and the Shen taunt landing as well as the Q. This should be a free kill for the side of Limitless Void, but never a match coming back in. Should be able to trade back onto the Volibear, but shouldn't get anything more than that. All right, as he does. Dorado Gaming moving up, potentially looking to take this turret out in response to this play. Now, this chase might be fruitless because there is a Janna, but the Leona is going to land the ulti onto 2, just the slow though. Goes in with the E, lands on the W for the Xin Zhao. Oh my god, going in, gets the double kill. Well played from Dorado Gaming Gamma.
Now, I just have to say, we were talking about draft, and there's a strategy of leaving open multiple of the strongest picks that are currently available in the meta right now, right? And a lot of the time that involves some of the strongest junglers, right? Those are some of the most impactful picks that you can pick, and they're often either pick or ban. But the strategy of leaving multiple of them open is risky for both teams, especially risky for the team that's playing red side.
Exactly.
Especially risky. So to me, it is a bit... it's either a bit of a missed note from the side of Limitless Void, or maybe they did not expect it to be so impactful. But Xin Zhao as a champion is, in my opinion, pick or ban right now, and letting them leave it open.
It was picked.
Well, no, I mean as in...
no, I understand what you mean. Sorry, I was trying to make a joke. I apologize.
It was picked, unfortunately, you're right. But I don't think it should have been allowed to be picked.
No, I 100% agree. But as we do see the play onto the Herald top lane being picked up by Xin Zhao, and with the dragon spawning in less than a minute, there is so much vision for Dorado. How in a situation like this do you ever set yourself up in a position for success for Limitless Void? How do you potentially come back into this game?
This is certainly a serious uphill climb for Limitless Void. I think that what this comp really needs to do to succeed against a comp like Dorado Gaming Gamma's is to be at objectives first and use the stronger zone pressure that they have through the Varus and through the Volibear to control entrances, to control chokes, and to make picks with their stronger pick options without having the 5v5 fight. At this point, they're no longer able to 5v5 fight Gamma. So the only way that I see that would be possible for them to get back in the game would be to try and control objectives early and play off their vision. They need to clear some of the vision because currently Gamma has full map control and they're able to shut down any attempts that Limitless Void tries to do.
I think they also need to try and look for outnumbered skirmishes and map trades like we see happening in the top lane. As we see them send 3 to this top tower to trade it for the dragon, which is really well played, but this Sylas is already in a bad spot as the Xin Zhao goes in with the E and is able to easily pick up that kill. Now, yeah, a fight like this, for 3 onto the Mundo, I don't even know if they have enough damage at this point to kill him. He's just going to walk away with ulti as the Herald is spawned up on bot side.
Yeah, I agree that you could look for map trades here on the side of Limitless Void as a way to get back in this game. But unfortunately, their map trades here are just not properly executed. They only have 1 member defending 3 of the strongest members of Dorado Gaming Zeta, and the one member
you see
of
the
Dorado
Volibear going in, Firefly slashing out with the ulti. Nothing happens. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you know,
I will
you're
get
gonna
back
get the play-by-play.
Exactly, the play-by-play. I mean, nothing happened, but yeah, we do see a lot of resources use the Volibear ulti, the resources coming out. Volibear ulti is a long cooldown, and I do have the potential to get caught here, as we do see Hooked on Flays moving up on the Leona, and it seems that they know that they're all here in this alcove. The Shen goes in with a taunt and the W down. The Leona is getting one shot. Here comes the aftershock. The Xin Zhao flashes forward. Oh my goodness. And it's just, it's a wrap. The Xin Zhao is too strong. The Mundo is too strong. The BM recall before the Varus even dies. Oh my goodness. Oh, and the solo bolo on bot side for the Tristana onto the Sylas. Oh, this is
there was a couple things there that just really played poorly for the side of Limitless Void. I mean, after looking for that potential map trade, you spent so many resources in the top lane to get not a lot in return, and then to still be staying in the area afterwards, and then to get caught, it just puts you in a horrible position. I mean, that is like the worst possible thing that can happen to you there.
It seemed like they weren't decisive at all about it. They hovered around for so long instead of just recalling, looking for a way to secure their base, because realistically there's no world where you ever kill the Dr. Mundo there unless he makes the most massive grievance I've ever seen in the game of League of Legends. He's not going to die there ever. So
the call of desperation will lead you to try and get any little bit you can there. I think they were grasping at straws trying to find something and really got caught.
Yeah. And we do see some very defensive vision set up in the top side of the red jungle. It's only 18 minutes, by the way, and we're almost on Dragon Soul. We're almost on Baron. I imagine that Dorado Gaming Gamma can just take the Baron on spawn, or look to set it up and fight. And now that I look back on it, this Krug that Shen just is doing now has been the way it has been for I think about the last 10 minutes. That camp has not been cleared since arguably the first or second clear.
Yeah, I think that it being 19 minutes and this game being in the state that it's currently at really speaks volumes as to how Dorado Gaming's Gamma has played towards their win cons this game. I mean, they want to accelerate early. They want to accelerate tempo, and they want important objectives at important timers like Soul and First Herald to accelerate that tempo and make plays across the map.
They certainly have done that as the Volibear ults out after getting engaged on by the Xin Zhao. Now, I wonder, he does go in with the E, and the flash out from Varus. The Mundo running in with the ulti. He doesn't even have ulti, he's just running in by himself, almost one-shotting the Janna with that engage. Oh my goodness, the damage coming out from this tank, by the way.
He does go where he pleases.
He does indeed. Now, this is a very interesting siege here, as it is 4v5, because the Tristana is all the way back in mid lane, nowhere near this fight. So, but it doesn't seem to matter because Xin Zhao is apparently able to poke as hard as Zereth is as he goes in with the E and ulti. Oh my goodness, it's the Leona ulti coming out from the Silas, the Victor ulti burning down Limitless Void as they escape with 1 HP.
We don't need 5 members from Gamma at this point. The strength of the team is getting in their heads a little bit. They don't need 5 members anymore. We can go 4v5.
Now I think the play here, by the way, is just to recall and then instantly just run to the bot side river. I don't think you stay around. I don't think you stay for camps. I know the red is up. Maybe that's the only thing you do. But I really don't like seeing Xin Zhao taking wolves here. I think this is incredibly greedy when it comes to this dragon setup. Because the only way, and the only way Limitless Void can come back into this game is if they're able to get on an objective first and set up a favorable fight for themselves.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that proper reset timings here is crucial for Gamma to close this game out soon. You don't want to give Limitless Void any opportunity to scale up in this game. Especially if a comp like theirs, which relies around protecting one strong person, you don't want to let that person get to the strong point when they're currently behind. It was a bit greedy, but they didn't get punished for it, thankfully.
Now, this is a really interesting build path because the Xin Zhao has decided to go for the, I believe that's the Umbral Glaive? That's the ward denial item, as we see the Volibear going in on the Mundo popping ulti just to run away for the movement speed. And we see Limitless Void taking control, I think, of the wrong side of the map, to be honest. I know Baron is up, but you're just going to get yourselves caught as the Shen ulti comes in to save the Varus, who's already dead. And the engage, this looks like it might just be game. Dorado Gaming Gamma has the ability to just walk down middle with their wave of supers that's coming in and is able to knock down these turrets. Or rather, they should be able to. But it looks like they're going for the Baron instead.
But it appears Limitless Void has pretty much given up at this point. Their ADC just stopped and submitted.
Yeah, he stopped, submitted, and said, Shen, ult me. It doesn't matter. You weren't going to use it anyway later on. Let's just get this over with. But no, I'm struggling to see a way back into this from here. It's a 17k gold lead. I've seen crazy things. I've seen G2 throw multiple games being ahead this far. Yeah, it is the Umbral Glaive. Okay, it's the warding item because, you know, Never on Match decided he decided that his vision score was too low and he wanted to be able to kill some wards faster.
Item for a second, I think it's actually because of the comps here that he's able to build it. Obviously, he's super ahead, and he's in a position where he could build it just because of how ahead he is. But specifically against this comp, they lack any certain massive amounts of damage to shred the Xin Zhao, especially through ult with the members that are able to be on top of him while he's inside his ult. They have no way to shred him, so he can afford to build these items that don't give him any inherent resistances or anything, only damage and ward control, because he's not really in any position to die.
True. I mean, yeah, I think personally I would like to have seen something maybe like a Serpent's Fang instead if he was looking for a damage utility item, because the Janna is pumping out massive shields. As I'm not even going to commentate this fight, it's just a slaughter for Dorado Gaming Gamma as everyone's flashing forward to get the kills. The Dr. Mundo with the quadra kill. Wait, then we could have a Penta from Fireflans as he's diving the turret. You still have the Nexus turret. Oh my god, it's a horror. Oh, it's a horror for Dorado Gaming Gamma as Janna picks up almost 2,000 golds from them diving.
Yeah, the Gamma may have gotten a bit green in the eyes on that there, but nonetheless, it doesn't matter. It's still going game one in the favor of Gamma.
A very clean game for Dorado Gaming Gamma. This is just the first game, so this is a best of 3 between these two teams, and we'll see if Limitless Void has the mental as well as the abilities to come back into this game 2. I want to see them revamp their draft strategies, play around their carries. I want to see them basically do a 180 from what they just did, because nothing good happened that game, I don't think. Not a single thing.
Yeah, discussing our win cons before the game and what each team looked to do. It seems that our comments about Dorado Gaming Gamma's comp being much easier to execute really held true. The Protect the President comp from Limitless Void really struggles to protect without a solid president to output that damage and to really kill these big frontliners like Xin Zhao and Mundo from the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma.
Yeah, and with that said, I will leave up the post-game screen real quick. Just give me 1 second. Oh, okay. Here we go. Don't look at that. Oh, it's a horror. Oh, it's a horror. Hold on. Here we go.
Produ-
Here's the
production
production gap. Hold on. All right, and here we go. Here's the post game damage graphs. Oh my goodness, the Mundo, the Xin Zhao, and the Victor all putting up massive amounts of damage, and the Tristana being out damaged by the Shen. What happened in that bot lane? Oh my goodness.
My good.
That guy down tremendous.
He done tremendous.
But with that said, we will take a break real quick, and we'll be back with the start of Game 2 draft.
Take me in the smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Filling the lungs inside you. In the blackened eyes, make my way into your mind. Just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. It's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Let the darkness take control. your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is over. Feel the darkness take control.
Who alive can't put me in a box. I redefine any definition you got. I am the tiger, I'm making steps to the top. The flames, I whip it up, you just gotta hand me the rock. Take a seat, you cannot stand it. All I know, the flow harder than a Scotch bonnet. Don't try study me, you cannot manage. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
Yeah, you better listen. I'm bringing heat, you'll be a fan when I start rapping. Way I'll have your fucking head spinning. I'm known as spit vicious. Release bombs, they go tick tick. Boom, you blown me that head missing. I'm a phenomenon. Stacking cheese like it's Parmesan. 8 different flows, call me Octomom. I'm moving fast like the Autobahn. And I'm independent, so I'm not your fucking starving like it's Ramadan. Sick, twisted, gifted. Can't copy, printed. Can't hold me down. I shape shift, I'm liquid. I killed this beat, I might get convicted. They know how I move, it was predicted. Persistent, spoke it into existence, so consistent, no assistance. Hear me once, become addicted. If I rap it, then I live it. There's no cap when I be speaking. Listen.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
Welcome back to Dorado Gaming Esports. We're here for Game 2 of Dorado Gaming Gamma versus Limitless Void in the Unified Junior League. Draft starting now, coming out with a Thresh ban for Limitless Void ban 1, followed by a Lulu from Gamma.
Now it's funny because Limitless Void doesn't value the Thresh pick at all. They just want to deny it from Hooked on Flays. They think he's too good, again, at his namesake. And I'm really curious as to why this Lulu ban keeps coming out. I'm not gonna lie, I have not looked at the OP.GG, so I imagine that Limitless Void support must be a very prevalent Lulu player if they're considering that it's worthy of a first round ban.
Well, looking at the OPGGs for the support, his most prevalent champions are Orianna support, Seraphine, and then Lulu. And of those champions, I don't think they'd ban the Orianna, and certainly not the Seraphine after the nerfs. So Lulu coming up with the third most played is the strongest support that he plays, and they must not want to play against that in their draft.
And now Limitless Void here with an interesting ban third. They banned the Xin Zhao on blue side. Now we were talking last game about how that champion is 100% pick or ban. I'm really curious, or should be 100% pick or ban, the champion is broken. But I'm curious as to why they're banning it on blue side when I'd argue he's the strongest jungler on the patch. And the Volibear ban coming out leaves Diana open and available as his first pick. I don't know if Limitless Void is willing to play it considering they didn't want to trade it with the Xin Zhao last game. They must have a first pick in mind though, whether it's Ezreal, whether it's Diana, whether it's... I don't even know what is first pickable these days. I hope it's not a problem.
I think it's interesting that they banned it on blue side. It would make you think that they really would not put any priority on the Xin Zhao. They ended up picking Varus first pick.
High value Varus. That's very strange because
they very high value Varus for some reason.
Yeah, they even first rotationed it last game as well. Now Varus is very good because he's very versatile. He can poke, he can DPS, he can engage from long ranges with the R. He's a relatively safe scaler and a match with the Mundo again.
Yeah, some very high prio unorthodox picks coming out from both sides that you wouldn't typically see following an order of strength in the meta right now. But it seems that both teams have a heavy priority on very certain picks and one side of the map and the other.
Yeah, as we do see the Mundo come out again in game 2, Firefly's popping off, getting multiple solo kills in the last game, and the Kai'Sa responds with no ulti set up yet. Now I'm curious as to why you would pick an ADC when you could, I guess the supports that we're looking at are potentially counterable, right? With the Varus wanting to play with presumably something like, another thing that can poke like a Morgana, for example.
Yeah, I'd imagine that they were looking to try and grab ADC to match the ADC already picked, whatever they would like to pick into the ADC already, and then going to answer with the support counter. But it does leave open a pick like the Morgana, which Morgana Varus being a strong setup lane. Also followed by Renekton. They have a lot of setup already. It does seem that Limitless Void as a team, for their team identity, does seem to opt into heavy setup and heavy CC compositions so far in this set already.
Yeah, no, and we do see that, again, they're trying to change their ways from game 1. They're trying to look for new ways to start fights. They're trying to look for more options to win them the game. As we see the Nautilus come out for R3, a very good matchup with the Kai'Sa, and honestly, fairly strong as well. Able to break the Morgana shield with the Q and the E. Is very able to create plays as well.
Yeah, Nautilus, one of the strongest engaged and aggro supports, one of the champions in the game with the most CC, and does offer some pretty valuable ult setup for Kai'Sa as well.
Now, a Yone ban. I'm curious as to why they're banning AD when they already have an AD solo laner in the Renekton and an AD carry in the Varus. I'm curious as well as to see if this Morgana is going to be support, because I did play against the Morgana jungle the other day, and it did seem like it was okay. It wasn't great, it wasn't like insane as it was in past patches, but it was still able to clear on par with most of the farming junglers. And the Nocturne is up, just for reference. The Nocturne has made it all the way through to the second stage of bans, and Gamma has not decided to ban it this game.
Yeah, I don't. I think with the nerf of Stridebreaker, Nocturne has fallen a bit out of pick and ban status, really only being able to be played in the jungle now. And I do think it's interesting that Limitless Void has picked Varus, Morgana, Renekton here, Like you were saying, Morgana, while being nerfed, still can be a viable flex option. So they could have a potential route here.
The insta-lock
the
Zed. Oh my
The
goodness.
Zed coming.
Now, I'm pretty sure it's a Zed blind. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it's a denial pick, but I don't think I've ever seen OG Kush play Zed before.
You know, I would imagine that what Kush is saying here is, I know you're an assassin player. Pick your best assassin.
Wait, hold on. Now, color me crazy, but I did see Never Outmatched playing a game of Zed in the jungle just before this.
Now, you know.
I don't want to go. I don't want to start going crazy. But the Sejuani. Oh, okay, this should just be a free Trundle pick. Actually, never mind. They need AP. They need AP. There has to be AP somewhere. OG Kush is gonna play an AP champion, whether it's the Vladimir, whether it's the Victor again.
You think it's coming out?
I think it's the Zed jungle, or it's Diana jungle. One of the two.
Now, we know. You know, I don't want to. You know.
Oh, the
use
Rise.
It
is the Zed jungle. No way. No way.
Me and you both know that, and I don't want to use any phrase, but for lack of a better term, we both know that OG Kush is Noah is a terrorist. So this doesn't surprise me coming out with the Zed jungle. Absolutely impressive early game pick, able to one-shot you from the bush coming out. And some hidden tech coming out this game.
Oh my god. Limitless Void is about to be down tremendous into the Zed jungle. It is going to be... After the first game, Gamma decided to step into the ring today and said, yeah, no, I'm gonna wear kitty gloves, you know?
Yeah, they came in swinging, and now they're coming in swinging.
Now they're coming in swinging for real. I have no idea. I'm a jungler, but I have no idea how the Zed is gonna play. I generally can tell you how a champion wants to path, how, he wants to play the game in his role, but we're learning together, stream. We're learning together.
Yeah, I obviously have tons of experience on the Zed jungle, as a one-trick Zed jungle myself, and I would imagine that it plays. I know that it plays, since I am a one-trick, very similarly to the Zenzao in that it oppressively ganks early game over and over again, not through CC and getting onto the champion from a mile away, but through one-shotting them.
But who are you gonna one shot? The Renekton, who's gonna build Bruiser, the Sejuani, who's gonna build Tank, the Irelia, who has W, or the Morgana that has. The answer is only one person, but the Morgana. I'm just building up to it. The Morgana is gonna have Zonias, so the answer is the only person who's gonna die is the Varus on repeat, and it's gonna be sad. It probably is gonna be Conqueror Zed, but still, no one is gonna get one shot. It's gonna be. Zed is going to need blue permanently. Otherwise, he won't be able to take these extended fights versus the Renekton, versus the Irelia, versus the Sejuani. And if he gets hit with a single binding from the Morgana, it could just be doomed.
Yeah, very interesting draft choices here on the side of Gamma. We certainly can speculate as to what the Zed would want to do, but whether he's going to be able to do it or not against a Renekton, Sejuani, Morgana is... skeptical at best. Those are all extremely good picks into Zed.
My mind is blown. My mind is blown.
Yeah, I would imagine if we compare this to last game and we go through the same processes for this game as we did last. If I had to guess, I would say this game, Limitless Void's comp, is much easier to execute. Zed jungle.
I would agree. If Dorado Gaming Gamma can win this game with this draft, it will send shockwaves through the UJL community. There will be memes posted about this. People will hover it in Champ Select. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I would imagine so, yes. The Zed jungle, definitely a power pick. Here, for good or for bad.
I do agree with your point, however. I think that Limitless Void's comp this game is much more easy to execute. Again, we're only playing in Plat Elo. This is Platinum. I don't know who's, actually Plat, who's thinks that they're Challenger or Masters or whatever. But this is Platinum. The players here are, not known to be the greatest players in the game. So Zed Jungle is going to have to require the utmost focus to be able to do things to an easy to execute comp like a Sejuani with Renekton, Irelia, who have massive setup for the Sejuani as well, the Sejuani E.
Yeah, I agree. One thing I will mention here, though, is against Limitless Void's comp here. If the Mundo Kaisa Rise is able to scale for long enough, it will be extremely difficult for an Aurelia, Sejuani, and Renekton to kill a Rise and a Mundo. Rise constantly kiting around, getting away, and Mundo just being too tanky. So I think the scaling favor here is on the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma.
But they do have to scale, though. They do have to scale.
They do have to scale.
One person. The Rise is not going to carry them through early game. The Kaisa isn't going to carry them through early game. They are sacking lanes. The Rise arguably has push into the Aurelia, but I definitely think that in terms of side lane pressure, the Renekton wins out against the Mundo, and the Varus Morgana wins out against the Kaisa Nautilus. Zed will be on the back foot in the jungle this game. Sejuani, if she wants, will be able to walk into the jungle, put down wards, take away camps, all with the support of her team behind her.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think that on the side of Limitless Void, they need to pressure early. Like you say, they have winning lanes, at least in the prio department. They're able to pressure against Zed in the jungle. They're able to invade with the Morgana Sejuani combo and leave the Varus there to safely farm against Kaisa Nautilus under tower if able to. They really need to pressure this Zed jungle. I mean, you should not allow such a pick to be played, and just to be able to be a no threat to it, and just allow it to do what it wants to do. You know, when a pick like this gets picked, you know, you unless it's being flexed, if you know that this is going to be the Zed jungle, which it should be rather like clear here, you have to pressure this pick, and you have to punish this pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my game 2 predictions here. You can do the same after this. I really want to see Limitless Void come back into this game, and I think they've picked a very good comp to allow themselves to do that. My vote is going towards Limitless Void this game.
Well, this is a tough one. I would make my prediction for Dorado Gaming Gamma here. And I only say that because while I do agree that Limitless Void's comp is much easier to execute, I think that under certain circumstances, that I believe Dorado Gaming Gamma can pull off and can achieve those circumstances, being that the Zed jungle is able to terrorize the map, and the Mundo is able to deal with the Renekton's pressure in the side lane, which I do think, with the capability of the players on their respective champions, is able to occur, that Dorado Gaming Gamma can win this game against this comp.
Fair enough. And with that said, we are going to move to a break before game start. Thank you everyone for sticking by with us. We will get into game very shortly.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go.
And we're back for game 2 of Dorado Gaming Gamma versus Limitless Void here. We have Nabrizi on Renekton, Eastside Luke on Sejuani, Lake Wash on Aurelia, Sunstowed on Varus, and Weavy on Morgana. On the red side, we have Fireflans on Mundo, Never Outmatched on Zed, OG Kush on Rise, Manny on Kaisa, and Hooked on Flays on the Nautilus.
Yeah, and we are going to see an early word coming out from the blue side and a stack coming out from Limitless Void, thinking that there might be a potential invade coming in with the Nautilus, which is not going to happen. I imagine that the level 1 out of Limitless Void is much stronger given the Irelia, Sejuani, and Renekton damage that could possibly come out.
Yep. Limitless Void stack in the bush, level 1, ready for the invade. Didn't come the just a standard 5-point on the side of Gamma.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be an Electrocute Zed this game, which is, I think, really spicy, but I also have no idea if it's going to work out. It's a little bit scary, because, again, I've never seen it. I don't know what happens if it falls behind, if it goes ahead. I imagine it will terrorize this Varus to no end. As we do
I've
see...
also never seen the Zed jungle pick. Especially not the Electrocute Zed. We thought it might be Conqueror going into this game, given the tankiness of the enemy team, and Zed not being able to quickly get in and out.
Let's be honest here. It should have been Conqueror. I don't think this Electrocute Zed will... I don't think the Electrocute is going to be able to do enough for him this game.
I agree.
Both junglers starting their respective reds. It looks like it's going to be a 5 camp out of both junglers. The Zed with an early 2 camp clear. A good solid 3 seconds ahead of the Sejuani. Now,
much faster early game clear than I was expecting from the Zed.
Now remember, I can't remember if it was this season or last season. I believe it was this season when Riot was trying to appease all of the junglers who were saying that their pool wasn't, as we see it, engage quickly onto level 2. The flash coming out from the Morgana and the heal coming out from the Varus, as there is a massive chunk onto the Morgana. But again, a good play onto the Dorado Gamma bot lane. Well done with their XP lead. But no, as I was saying, the Zed jungle did get buffed this season, as he is able to receive mana from, I believe, hitting jungle camps with abilities from his Shadow and himself.
Yes, I think that's correct. With the recent string of Riot introducing unorthodox champions into the jungle stuff with the Mordekaiser jungle, Morgana jungle, and all the changes as such, I think Zed was included in that to try and give him some jungle buffs.
Yeah, it was. As we see, there will probably be no contest coming out, but Never a Match is looking onto this bottom lane, as we do see the potential for this gank happen. As we see, he comes in, Morgana, no flash. The Varus flashes out, the hook lands from the Nautilus. Oh my goodness, and the first blood coming out onto the Varus. Oh, and the trade back. As the solo kill happens at top lane, oh my god, it's happening again. Oh, the Mundo. Oh no, not again.
Time and time again, Fireflans is just proving that no matter what the matchup says, no matter what UGG tells us, his Mundo does the thing.
Oh, the Morgana lands the body, but it doesn't matter. The damage coming out from the Kai'Sa and the Zed is just too much. But yeah,
so this is looking good for the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma early. They're getting what they want. And
there's non-stop fighting, and Fireflans is going to go down here as well. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry for interrupting you, but the fighting never ends.
No, it never does. I mean,
again,
we gotta get the play-by-play.
As we see the Nautilus and the Zed even moving on to the mid lane. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a flash out of Irelia at least.
Lots of early game macro going
If not her own life. Oh. Sorry.
Lots of early game macro. Plays happening all over the map early game here.
God, these guys are making our lives impossible as casters, because I'm trying to let Dalton get a word in edgewise, talk about the game as it's meant to be talked about. This smart guy, but I'm just trying to
I'm just gonna leave it to the play-by-play.
I just solo cast this, bro. I'm just gonna solo cast this. I'm gonna just be interrupted every time by a fight as we see the Renekton going in, getting the passive off of the Mundo. But yeah, no, some early ganks coming out from Never a Match, being able to kill the bot lane, get 3 flashes, get all the sums off of their bot lane, and look at that wave as well. It's in such a good spot. If they wanted it to, it could just come back and they could freeze it in front of their turret.
Yeah, lots of trading going on in the early game here. I think it favors the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma a little bit more here to trade these skirmishes in the early game. You want to accelerate this Zed pick. You want to accelerate this Kai'Sa pick if you can. Because if you can accelerate the scaling on this Zed, this Kai'Sa, and this Rise, it stops some of the weaknesses of these picks, getting the accelerated scaling going early so that they can deal with these potentially threatening hard CC chains from the side of Limitless Void.
And yeah, we're talking about the early game damage, but also I think we didn't realize that there is little to... I looked at Rise items and I realized, I was thinking as to why he would buy a component for Frozen Heart. But then I look at Limitless Void, and I realize that they have little to no magic damage. You know, the most coming out of the Morgana and the Sejuani. The Morgana not even opting into building magic damage. That Ruby Crystal indicates that she's going to be going for either Shirelias or Moonstone. So no Leandry's coming out, no Ludens, no I mean, it could be Everfrost technically, but I don't think the Morgana is going to be looking for the Everfrost when she has enough roots and slows in her kit.
Yeah, it's some really good adaptability from OG Kush here coming in, noticing that building the early armor here would be really good into this team comp.
This wave is really stacking in the top lane, and I see Sejuani hovering up here, and I really want to see them go for a dive, but I don't think it'll work considering that the Mundo is already level 6.
Yeah, she gets spotted out going for that. It'd be a difficult dive for sure. Definitely still hovering in the area though. Looking like a potential invade on the top side. As she's just kind of hovering around here, not unsure what to do.
I mean, and that lack of decision, that indecisiveness is the word I'm looking for. That indecisiveness from the Sejuani. I mean, maybe she's being decisive now, but Mundo pops the ulti prematurely to get the health back before this dive happens. No 6 on the Sejuani, so it's going to be very sketchy. The level 7 comes out for the Mundo, the Cleaver lands, looking to slow the Sejuani, who does have flash. The Renekton no flash. OG Kush comes in with the slow, lands the Q, and nothing happens of it. But during the whole thing, red side is able to grab the dragon, and again, Renekton is 1 HP. I don't know why he keeps trying to fight this guy. It's like he doesn't learn his lesson the first time.
I think he was trying to bait for the Sejuani to come in, but a bit of a timing thing. It may pick up the kill here on...
But it seems that it will in fact pick up the kill. I don't know if Fireflans can survive this one. The W is going to land from Sejuani, but I think that's very good considering the kill goes on to the boar lady instead of the big angry crocodile.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate from the side of Limitless Void there. They had a bit of a mistiming there, but ended up working out. Fireflans oversteps. But the Zed with the pickup kill.
The Zed with the free kill. The Zed jungle. Honestly, I really hope that Never Unmatched I really hope he doesn't make me eat my words after saying that this pick will never work. But you know, it's incredible.
Never outmatched.
He has never been outmatched. Never, not a single time.
We will see.
We shall see. We shall see. But no, it looks like it's also going to be lethality Varus this game, which I do like considering that the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma is pretty squishy. The Irelia being able to put out the consistent damage for the Mundo.
Yeah, I mean, if you go on hit Varus here, I don't know that you have enough time to even get enough autos off to warrant going on hit before you just die to the Zed. So you need the lethality poke here to be able to deal consistent damage from like a safe enough range, should not get immediately locked down by the Zed, Kaisa, and Nautilus.
No, yeah, and in terms of itemization, I definitely want to see Never Unmatched going for the Spell Shield item. The
Edge of Night.
The Edge of Night, yeah. Second, after he finishes his item, which I imagine, it looks like it's going to be Duskblade. Being able to go invisible in fights, the CDR as well, is going to be really nice for both his clear and for being able to fight.
Yeah, very interesting choice with the electrocutes that pretty necessary that he gets off that quick burst of damage and is able to get in and out quickly. Like I said earlier, the Conqueror would have allowed him to survive a bit longer, but since he has opted into the electrocute here, he has to get in and out quickly.
And as we see, I was about to start talking about something, but the flash comes out from the Varus, and the ulti coming out from the Zed coming in, the exhaust instantly from the Morgana as the ZR lands. The TP coming in from the Irelia. Oh, this could look so bad for Dorado Gaming Gamma. As the flash ult comes out from the Irelia, the Q comes in. Oh, and the stun comes in from this. Oh my goodness, it's a horror. Oh, as really well played by Limitless Void. I almost forgot the name of the team. Really well played by Limitless Void on the counter gank and the TP in from the Irelia. Going, I think, just 3 for 1.
Yeah, 3 for 1. Great TP from the Irelia. Really nice map awareness to see the exact moment that Dorado Gaming Gamma had overcommitted and able to land a nice pickup there. Although we do see a pickup kill in the top lane, solo bolo from Fireflans, recognizing a play was going on the other side of the map and able to capitalize on it. But in an interesting spot in the game right now. We're almost at a stalemate in the game where all the early game pressure has equalized here.
He definitely wins that with ulti. But no, they interrupted me. As I was going to go for... I was going to come approaching 10 minutes. I wanted to look at the gold on each carry as well as the CS. We see a fairly large CS lead in the mid lane and the top lane for Limitless Void. 20 CS for the Renekton on the Mundo, as well as almost 20 for the Irelia into the Rise. And it's shown in the gold leads as well. 200 on top. It's going to be 1200 on the bot lane, or on the mid lane. Granted, Irelia did pick up a couple kills in that bot lane, but...
Yeah, despite the game being 6-6 and no towers taken yet on either side, there is a large gold gap increasing here simply through CS. CS and early pickup kills on certain champions. And I think that the mid lane having such a large gold gap this early is particularly good for the side of Limitless Void. Because having Rise at an even gold
as
gap...
Irelia goes in with the E, the Rise flashes out. The Irelia is just trying to get this kill onto the Rise, and she's not going to be able to get it. No assist coming in from the Rise even. He just walks out of there and says, "Thank God I get to walk away with my life."
What a bait from the Rise there. Renekton may still be in trouble here, kind of hovering around the bush with no vision on it.
Oh, the ulti comes out from Sejuani.
And
I don't know.
Sejuani.
Actually, no, I will say that if there was no Nautilus there, there's a potential for the Sejuani to kill, but nothing is going to come out of this. Just another free kill for the Kai'Sa, who is going to continue to grow her gold lead. It's already up to almost 1,000 damage on the Varus. This guy is not having a fun day as Mundo decides to ult in.
TP from top lane?
He's going to land the slows. I don't know why you shouldn't be ulting the Nautilus there ever. I think the Mundo is their biggest problem as the Kai'Sa ults in, is able to pick up a kill and one onto the Nautilus. As we do see that Renekton is... Oh, Zed is able to pick up the objective and is going to be able to get out, hopefully. Oh no. Oh, someone check his ankles. Someone call an ambulance, man. This guy...
Yep.
Someone really call an ambulance for him there as the Zed turns on him and the Aurelia going onto OG Kush with no flash. It seems she doesn't have Q yet and is able to pick up the solo kill.
My goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Renekton got hit with the behind the back through the legs, bro. Oh my goodness.
This is an interesting game today. I don't know if Hooked on Flays wants this fight. I know he has his team here, but I think this Irelia might just be able to do it all. Oh my goodness, after the binding lands on Tamani, the Irelia walks in and... Oh no, you can't be taking that kill, Sejuani. Irelia needs the gold. She's your carry. She is the one who's going to take you to the promised land of Game 3 and the Silver Scrapes, which I can't actually play because it's copyrighted, unfortunately. But Irelia is definitely the carry this game for the side of Limitless Void. If they want any chance of winning, they have to play around her. They have to make sure she always has the black shield from Morgana. And looking at it now, it seems as though that might have been the plan from the start of the game, is to have Varus poke out and to have the Irelia be able to go in and clean up.
Yeah, that would make sense as a strategy from the side of Limitless Void. And you know, the tempo and the pace of this game, and specifically the momentum that each team has, seems to be swinging back and forth like a pendulum this game. You know, we see a 1k gold lead up through only farm, 6-6, seems like it's evening out. And then suddenly, Dorado Game and Gamma, through a couple pickup kills and good fights, seemed to take a gold lead for a minute. For only just a few seconds, they were up in gold lead before it's right back to even again now after a few kills from the side of Limitless Void. So it's very interesting as to how this game will progress.
We do see Fireflies popping the ulti, and we have a fist fight in the top lane as the Zed comes in and is looking with the ult. Oh my goodness, it is never a match is always there. He's always there to find the free kills on the Zed jungle. 5-1 and 2 on this Zed. You know, my only worry now at this point is that Irelia might just get one shot by the Zed. I think she's building shield bow with these items, but I don't know if it'll be enough.
Yeah, so it appears we may both be taken aside by the jungle pick. Certainly did not expect it to be going this well this early, but it seems as though the Zed jungle, at least from what we've seen in this game, plays similarly to something like a Rengar or something like a Kayn, where it's very good at picking up kills, executing low health enemies, and just being around the map in bad times for the enemy lane.
The biggest nuisance is the unseen enemy. But no, yeah, this game is going to be live and die by the Zed jungle, I feel. Or it could just be get the Kai'Sa ahead. But Rise is going to permanently scale. OG Kush, I don't know why I said never a match. OG Kush, I think, is an incredibly good lane neutralizer. Apart from that one solo death, I don't think he'll ever die again. I think his CS will stay pretty stable and match the Aurelia. Because again, as Rise gets more items, his ability to clear the wave and like be able to CS, you know, the whole waves and not miss any is gonna basically keep him in the game. He is a little bit behind now because he did opt into that Glacial Shroud early on, but he will be able to catch up and go for that Everfrost and be able to lock down the Aurelia even more.
Yeah, Rise will permanently be able to clear and scale, and just get better at clearing that wave over time. And I think that could pose a significant problem later in the game if this goes later for the side of Limitless Void, because they don't have a tremendous amount of wave clear. You know, they have Varus to wave clear some, and they have Aurelia to clean up the minions once they're low. But that requires them to get pretty close to the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. They don't have anything like a Sivir or an Anivi on the team. And, you know, Rise can one-shot an entire
Morgana, watch out. Oh my goodness. Wait, she does get the 3-man ulti into the Zonias, but nothing will come out of it as the Aurelia does not land the E. The hook comes out from the Nautilus as the Kai'Sa's being able to get a free kill. Rather, the Rise will. The TB coming in on the Renekton. I don't think he's just wasting summoners. Now,
yeah, a bit late on that TP there from the Renekton. We do see that Kai'Sa blows flash cleanse there, trying to get away from the Aurelia, but overall, it's huge in the favor of the Dorado Gaming Gamma.
Very good flash again, yeah, coming out from the Kai'Sa. I don't think she needed to cleanse, but a very good flash to dodge the E from Aurelia, as Rise is just the most BM player in this lobby, you know, recalling in front of the Renekton. But no, that fight,
T-pose.
That fight could potentially start the downward trend of this, you know, what looked to be a really good potential composition from Limitless Void. I think that they might not be able to recover from this point. It is a 3k gold lead. The Kai'Sa finishing 2 items to the Varus' 1 and like not even a quarter, 1 1/8.
Yeah. This seems to be, at least so far from how this game has played out, it seems to be a game that has swung back and forth, and once one team clearly takes the lead and is able to stop that swing back and forth, it seems that'll probably be the clear leader here. And Dorado Gaming's Gamma has started to take that, and they just need to secure it at this point. And now taking all 3 outer towers without losing any, they're certainly about to open the map up here.
Yeah, with that said, you know, Dr. Mundo being able to pick up the freest tower of his life, as Zed could be potentially caught here. He's looking for the Varus. Oh, he's going to land the stun, the root into the stun. The Aurelia lands E. He has the ulti here to dodge. He's going to dodge, and he's going to just get one shot with the Aurelia. That's a lot of damage going on to the hyper carry.
Yeah, lots blown to pick up the Zed there. That's what they needed to secure this dragon.
And with that secure, that gives them another 5 minutes to scale into their really good teamfight comp. The Zed can't be getting caught there. He needs to be able to sit on a flank. He needs to be able to... And now, I don't know if his W was down before that play happened. Because I know he was just walking down in river when the Aurelia was walking at him. But I feel like you should never...
So it was super unfortunate, actually. He used his W to try and get away, and as he threw the shadow out, he got hit by the Morgana Q. And then by the time that he got out of the chain CC, he could no longer use the W.
That is unfortunate, in fact. Now, is the Limitless Void bot lane going to be caught here? It appears not, though, as they're able to get the recalls off. Unfortunate for them. But yeah, no, so we do see... I mean, again, going to check the builds now. We see the Anathema's... What is it? Anathema's chains coming out from the Mundo here. Coming out. And, you know, I imagine there's only one person that can go on to, right? The Aurelia.
Yeah, definitely going on to the Aurelia.
She's going to be doing the most damage. And another interesting build choice. Hooked on Flays, as opposed to going for a Locket or anything of that matter, is going to go for the for the Frostfire Gauntlet. A very interesting choice.
Yeah, that is a very interesting choice. I've never seen that.
I don't think... Yeah, I mean, I've seen Chem Tank, but I don't think I've ever seen Frostfire. I suppose, now, this is definitely the reason why, but I'm curious as to why it would be this item that he gets for it, as opposed to Randuin's. But he's doing it for zone control. He's doing it to be able to auto the Aurelia, to auto the Sejuani, to auto the Renekton, and keep them locked in place so that the Rise and the Kai'Sa are able to free hit for a little bit longer.
Right, yeah, it does seem like that would be the goal of it there, but I think like some other items, like you said, would do a similarly good job at that without having to sacrifice your first mythic item and sacrifice your potential support mythic item there.
Because
it was something like a Locket.
Because if you're autoing on Nautilus already, because you have to auto, remember, to proc the Frostfire Gauntlet. If you're autoing on Nautilus already, you should be able to proc your passive Root, which means that the slow from the Frostfire is getting wasted by the Root.
Right.
Which,
yeah, it seems a bit of an inefficient item.
Yeah. But we do see an overload coming out on this top side for the side of Limitless Void. And the ulti coming in from the Zed, being able to pick up easily this shutdown. Was it even a shutdown? It wasn't even a shutdown. Being able to pick up this kill onto the Aurelia as Limitless Void trades the top tower. They're overloading his 4, which could potentially be bad if they decide to engage onto this Rise. But he is playing out of engage range. The Kai'Sa is around as well. Oh, this could look really, really bad for Dorado Gaming, as the Kai'Sa just gets blown up by all of the ultimates of Limitless Void. And when I say all, I mean the Sejuani R and the Renekton. But again, I mean, trading tier 2 for tier 1 and tier 2 end to kill, I don't know if that's worth it for Dorado Gaming.
Well, unfortunately, the Overload top lane, while it did get 1 kill and 1 inner turret, they lost 2 inner turrets for it.
They lost mid as well, I see now.
And they only got a kill onto the Kai'Sa, which wasn't a shutdown. So I think net value over the map still goes to the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma then.
Oh yeah, I mean, the gold lead has shrunk though. It was almost 3.5 and is now only down to almost 2. So Limitless Void is doing something right to get this gold back.
Certainly, yeah.
But
they're holding a farm lead mid and top lane. We should shrink it a little bit there, as well as having a lot of kills onto their specific members, their carries.
And for the record, Never Unmatched is playing with my heart because he decided to go for the Serpent's Fang instead of the Edge of Night. There's only one shield currently on the side of Limitless Void, and that's the shield bow on the Aurelia. Granted, Renekton will be getting a Sterix Gauge, but that the value of these items on Dorado Gaming has been slightly questionable because the Frostfire coming out from the Nautilus, now the Serpent's Fang on the Zed. I understand the value of the gold for the stats is very high, but there's utility in the game for a reason.
Very interesting choices for sure. It makes me reminisce about the time that my ADC Joker for our Team Zeta decided to build IE second item on Jinx on stage game. Just to, sometimes you just get caught up in the moment and you just build what looks good on the screen, regardless of what the best choice may be. And it seems as though he was listening to you last game and doing the exact opposite this game, switching from the Edge of Night to the
well, he built the Umbral Glaive last game.
Oh, he built the Umbral Glaive? You're right.
He didn't even build the... But yeah, no, we did see Dorado Gaming Gamma tap the Baron. As they do start this fight in the bot lane, the Nautilus ulti comes in as Morgana Black shields the wrong target. The Varus flashes out, and the Aurelia ults in with a massive Vanguard's Edge. The Kai'Sa trying to do as much DPS as she can. The Morgana getting the double kill, and the Aurelia getting the easiest kill of her life onto the Kai'Sa. Oh my god, the fight is a wipe, and the gold lead is back to even, as Fireflans is trying to do his best to get back as many kills as he can. But Limitless Void is just going to laugh as they take the dragon.
Yeah, so earlier when we were talking about the momentum of this game swinging back and forth like a pendulum, I had thought that potentially Dorado Gaming Gamma had secured the lead in that pendulum swing as they had went up 3k gold. But it looks as though Limitless Void have been able to keep the pendulum swinging, and now it's back to even again. So we're still curious to see what will happen next as the momentum swings now in Limitless Void's favor.
So, Mundo's not going to die here. But going back to what we talked about in draft, though, we did outline that, Limitless Void did have to get an early game lead, and now I'm curious I'm curious to know if staying even this long in the game will be enough to get them through. But I don't think it will, because we did talk about how Dorado Gaming Gamma is doing nothing but wanting to scale. Granted that they got ahead early with the Zed ganks, but they again are playing with a Mundo, a Ryze, and a Kai'Sa who greatly outscale their counterparts.
Yeah, I definitely agree. As long as Dorado Gaming Gamma are able to maintain this even position that they're at without letting it swing too hard in the other direction, it doesn't really matter if it swings in their favor yet. They don't need it to swing in their favor yet. And I think in the upcoming 5 minutes or so, we really need to see some aggressive looks coming from the side of Limitless Void. This is their time. This is 25 minutes in. And I think that if they let it go much further past this point, it's going to be very difficult for them to make these looks to get themselves a lead.
No, I agree. Ryze is moonlighting as a tank this game, deciding to build the armor boots, and is going to finish that Frozen Heart second as opposed to his Archangel Staff. It's fine. He's not a mage anyway. It's fine. He doesn't have to do damage. But I do like the build. In fact, I think the armor, I think the shroud is a very good choice into their team. Again, as we said, Limitless Void does not have much in the way of magic damage. The Morgana just finishing Azonia's, even though she has, oh my goodness, oh no, you hate to see it. The Morgana has 5 kills out of Limitless Void's 14. That is not where you want your gold to be.
Not at all. And you certainly do not want your ADC to be 0-4 with 9 assists with 5 kills on your Morgana support. That is not at all what you like to see here, especially considering that the Morgana has went Shirelia's as the only source of AP on the team, potentially being ahead while not going for the AP mythic there.
Now, here's what I'm going to say. I'm pretty sure that last fight was a fluke. I think the value that Irelia got out of her ultimate, as well as the value from Morgana, was way higher than it ever will be again in these fights. It was kind of like a perfect storm. They were grouped up in a small corridor, and Irelia was able to get off a massive ulti and do a lot of damage with her build. I don't think it'll happen again. I think Gamma might learn from their mistakes. But, again, Limitless Void are very strong right now. I think at their strongest point they're going to be in the game. Renekton is almost on his 2-item spike. The Irelia has 2 solid items. Varus, granted, is not quite scaled up to his Muramana spike, but he does have 2 items, and he is scaling. So
Yeah,
if they can secure this next dragon on the side of Limitless Void, there is a potential for them to take this game away. I think that, again, yeah, if they can keep up the pace that they're at, I'm curious as to how this fight goes, actually, because the Anathema's chain, as well as it might just be a wash for the Mundo. Irelia just, oh my goodness, the damage is insane. Yeah, that's a tank, by the way, again.
Yes. Yeah, so Mundo, with the release of Anathema's chains, has become a much stronger pick in the top lane. Already receiving some strength back from his mini rework and just giving him overall more options as a champion, making him more viable. But then the release of Anathema's Change just couples so well with his base kit, and so well he's able to reach a sort of orange status where he's the mage, warlock, tank, necromancer, assassin.
Yeah,
brute.
exactly.
So.
Yeah, and I really dislike this. Some late resets coming out from both sides. The dragon is spawning in less than a minute, and realistically, unless you're like on the verge of buying an item, you shouldn't be backing this late. Because unless you're finishing an item, unless you like have a component that's incredibly necessary, you should always try and be, setting up for the dragon 45 seconds to a minute beforehand. Because now, as we see on the mid lane, the side of Limitless Void is, this fight isn't going to amount to anything. The side of Limitless Void is getting that mid prio and is able to walk into this bot side river first and completely deny any vision from Dorado Gaming Gamma.
Yeah, it's really strange here because Dragon is coming up very quickly. We have very late resets off the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. But then we have Irelia, who has TP to get into the fight, blowing her ultimate before the Dragon fight. On the solo kill Mundo and not getting anything for it. So I'm curious to see how this is going to play out here.
As you see the Nautilus hook coming in and the engage onto the Sejuani, the biggest tank, as the Kaisa ults into the backside of the pit and gets jumped on by the Renekton, but flashes out. Oh, and the fight is going so well for Dorado Gaming Gamma as Irelia gets taken down. The Renekton doing all that he can, as never a match goes on to the Morgana and is trying his hardest to kill. The Renekton getting a kill, the Varus getting a double kill, finally showing up in this game, as Kaisa is 1 HP. And what the heck happened to this fight? It seemed like Dorado Gaming Gamma had such a lead in the fight, and then all of a sudden they just... Oh, as Kaisa, there's no world that Kaisa lives here. Potentially can kite out.
The fight was looking great for the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma early in the fight. They took out the Irelia, but it seemed afterwards that the Varus had great positioning in the side bush of Dragon. I was able to just free hit everyone on the team, and then Renekton just tanking up so much damage there. No one really having enough health left to deal with them.
And speaking of not enough health, I don't think these two have the health bars to sustain doing this. But I guess they'll be fine. The Renekton is TPing in. But it is it is a little bit scary.
Yeah. So, yeah, very slow.
The Rise does have TP though. The Rise does have TP. This could go poorly if Dorado Gaming can get in here. And with the ward being placed over the wall, they're gonna back up.
I feel as though this is Limitless Void's last chance here to make something happen. After that Dragon fight, they've received a small lead here. They've swung the gold advantage back in their favor just a little bit after being even for so long. This is really where we need to see Limitless Void make some form of hard play here, or some control of the map here, to really cement themselves a lead here. Otherwise, the scaling now at 30 minutes from the Rise and Kaisa is going to start ramping up very quickly.
This small lead that Limitless Void was given has also given them Soul Point. They are 3 Ocean Dragons of 4. They have Surging Gold. The Varus is finally a champion again. Well, he will be a champion in about, 30 stacks of his item. But he is incredibly strong now, and they're at their strongest point. I know I said it a little bit ago, but now they're fully at their strongest point. They're going to try and look to take this dragon away. Even a 50-50 smite, they still have 2 chances at it. But the Soul Point is the scariest part for Dorado Gaming, as they're potentially looking to start up this Baron on Vision as well. The Kaisa just fully hitting on the cone, as if, they're trying to bait the fight. It seems as though they're trying to bait the fight, knowing Renekton has no TP. Oh my goodness, why? I am confused. I am greatly confused.
I'm not sure what happened there for the side of Dorado Game Gamma. They seem to want to bait the fight, and I actually thought that baiting the fight there would have been, if they had all members there and ready to do so, a good idea. Because at this point in the game, you want to attempt to make something happen with a numbers advantage. You want to attempt to start that fight, get a pick, and then back off Baron for nothing. You get something for free to level out this gold lead. If you can stay even as Dorado Game Gamma here and let your remaining carries scale up here, that's exactly what you need to do to get yourself back in this game.
I think what might have happened was they lost track of the Renekton, as we do see the Zed going in here with the ultimate. The Sejuani landing the Q flash onto the Zed beautifully stops the attempted assassination of the Varus. And who blew flash? Varus also blew flash to get away, as they're going to go back onto this Baron. They do see the Renekton now. What I was going to say before is that I think Dorado Gaming Gamma might have been hesitant to start this Baron to finish this Baron because they lost track of the Renekton. And they started it while they thought Renekton was bot side. And so I think they might have just gotten scared.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
We see Dorado Gaming Gamma going for the Baron here and finishing it, but at what cost here? They may potentially lose 2 inhib towers here, and if they do, 2 tier 2 towers here. Looks like they're going to be backing off and only losing 1 there. So with this Baron, they really need to use this Baron as a way to ensure that all of their lanes are not able to be pushed here. They have all the outer top lane. All of the outer towers, I'm stumbling over my words here, all the outer towers except top lane left. So if they're able to send the Rise or the Mundo into a side lane with TP and then pressure this top lane tower with Baron minions, it's going to be difficult for the side of Limitless Void here to deal with the constant wave push and siege without much wave clear.
And now let me say this again, the wave management coming out of Dorado Gaming Gamma has been not as good as it should have been. The wave is being neutral as Rise gets engaged on by the Irelia. He's just going to be taken down before this Dragon Soul comes up. Firefly's trying to do his best to walk away, but I don't. The Mundo passive is too good. But no, this all stems from the greedy recalls, the greedy CSing. I saw Rise taking wolves instead of pushing out the mid. These plays are
greedy pushing.
It's incredibly greedy, and because of that, Limitless Void is able to walk into the river, set up their own play, and get a pick onto the Rise before Dragon Soul. This could
stems from them.
The dragon has started up as Mundo goes in. The Zed looking for the steal as the dragon is still at 5,000. There is not a chance in the world as Kaisa gets hit with the Sejuani R and dies right away. Oh no. It seems that there will not be memes. The Zed is not it.
Yeah, while having a commanding early game, it seems to have fallen off here as these tank frontliners and CC chains have started to come online from the side of Limitless Void. They're able to shut down, like we saw mid with that pick on the Varus. He's trying to terrorize this Varus as he's the only one able to be killed at this point, with Morgana finishing her Zhonya's. And he's trying, but the CC chain is just coming out, and the Sejuani able to instantly cancel all the pressure coming out from that Zed. It's just making it very difficult for him to do what he needs to do here.
Now I do like this push. While there's only 1 member left, I think, with Baron. I think it's on the Nautilus. As Rise has spawned up and is trying to clear these waves desperately. But again, the Rise is not putting out any damage. He has a Frozen Heart and an Everfrost. He's not doing anything. he's throwing spells, but they're just bouncing off. They're tickling the side of Limitless Void. It's
from
not
the side
enough.
of Limitless. From the side of Limitless Void here, after completing that Ocean Soul, you're in no danger here. You can constantly push, and as long as you don't get poked out, you'll just get healed right back up by this Ocean Soul and 4 Ocean Dragons. So they can essentially just perma push here, and unless they get hard engaged on, all they have to do is back off for a second and keep pushing. And it makes it extremely difficult, even with this wave clear that Rise provides for this team, to get anywhere near them to kill these waves without just getting dove.
But now, so here is the apex, the moment of truth. We're at the point where, Dorado Gaming has to decide how they want to play out the rest of this game. Do they play for the Elder? Do they try and flip the Baron? The game isn't really in their control anymore. While before, I think it seemed as though they had Limitless Void on the back foot. Limitless Void knew that they were at the end of their rope. They knew they were trying to get the last bit of gold that they could, and Dorado Gaming knew that as well. But now it seems that it's up in the air. I don't think many people know who is the actual stronger fighting here, as the gold lead is only about 3,000. Items are about the same, but how do you, as Dorado Gaming or Limitless Void, close out this game?
Yeah, it's hard to tell after these last few team fights that we've seen who would be the stronger team fighter here, because each team fight that we saw around these objectives here, through either pathing or lack of vision or walking into the side of Limitless Void's vision here, some member of Dorado Gaming Gamma has been picked off before the fight could start, and we've just had to go for a trade or a steal on these objectives here. So it's hard to say at this current moment who would be stronger. But I do think that... Oh, and we see Renekton going in on Zed.
This was never going to go well for the Zed. The Renekton is just too strong. He has the Styx, the Black Cleaver, the Gore Drinker. The only way that never a match wins is if he pokes him out first, but he doesn't have the time for that. He's trying to just find a good way to ease up some pressure, and he's going to fail. The Renekton is going to be able to keep pushing. He's going to be healthy. He has full rage. The Mundo is trying to match the poke of the Varus when he's outranged and outdamaged. It's just not going to matter.
Yep. Unfortunately, we really don't want Zed in the side lane here matching this Renekton. There's not a tremendous amount that he can do against the Renekton outside of, like you say, poking him out, blowing his Styx up with Serpent's Fang over time. We really would rather have the Mundo, or the Rise matching this Renekton in the side lane. But unfortunately, this 4-1 style that they're currently going on.
Oh wait, the Zed is dead. I wasn't on my screen. I apologize. The Zed get dropped into the GA and picks up the kill on the Renekton. But what does that mean now? It's a 3v4 overload on the top side for the side of Limitless Void. They could... Oh, they're gonna get scared off.
Yep, Limitless Void gets scared off in the top lane here. They potentially could have had a numbers advantage there.
Now does Gamma looking for the fight.
Look at the chase.
The Shirelli is finally paying off for this Morgana. The great escape. The movement speed instead of the AP damage. Oh no.
Amazing race coming out there.
Yeah. But no, we are checking. I'm going to check in on the items real quick. We do have 4 items a piece for these 80 carries. Granted that the Kaisa having a Last Whisper. The Rise finally finishing his Seraph's Embrace. Going to be able to put out the damage as well as cut the healing with that Oblivion Orb. I don't know. I don't know if it's enough at this point. I think the Ocean Soul, I don't think there's enough heal cut on the side of Dorado Gaming. I think it's not potent enough. I don't know. They're going to start up the Baron. They're going to burn it down. Baron is dying very quickly as the Renekton is TPing behind. He's just dead. And they're going to run out. Oh my goodness, the Renekton is going to find all 5 of them and is going to try and kill them. There's Sejuani following up. Could this just be the throw? Oh my goodness. Wait, the Kaisa died. Varus with the sniper.
Varus Q picked her up.
The Varus sniper. But I mean, let's think about this now. Who would you rather have in an Elder Dragon fight? Would you rather have the fed 80 carry or like the kind of half, fed 3 item bruiser?
Yeah, I think it's very clear which one we'd rather have here, and it looks as though the side of Limitless Void also knows this as they're setting up here and walking into the bot side jungle in lieu of this upcoming dragon.
Now it's very difficult, because they're trying to set up this vision, they're trying to maintain the control, but someone is going to have to answer that bot wave. And I wonder if they're just going to sack it in favor of trapping this bush here. Because Gamma know this as well. They know that someone has to answer that bot wave or they're going to lose a massive amount of gold.
But spotted out on the blue ward there. Looks like their Death Bush may not work here. Dorado Gaming Gamma doing a much better job of walking in here, clearing vision beforehand and taking mid-prio and walking in safely rather than getting caught here.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to fix the zoom as I haven't all game. We do see the Elder Dragon instantly pulled by the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. I'm sorry for the viewers that I didn't have this zoomed out before. Still a production newbie. But we do see the Mundo going in and creating a lot of space for the rest of his team to just free hit this pinata of an objective. The Renekton spawning up with no TP. The engage from the Irelia onto the flank. Finds the entire backline of Dorado Gaming Gamma. One-shots the Kaisa going back in on the rise. And is able to single-handedly kill the backline as he's now onto the Nautilus. But the Dragon is picked up by the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yep. So the Elder Dragon, while being picked up, instantly lost as the ace comes through. So from what I can see in these fights, Dorado Gaming Gamma has really struggled to play these fights as they'd like. They would like for their Mundo and their Nautilus to be in the front line.
I think this is game.
Yeah, I think it is game here. But the Dorado Gaming Gamma was not able to get their front line. They're getting very split up by this Irelia and the Sejuani. Irelia able to just dive onto the Kaisa and the Rise, and the front line getting shredded by the Varus here.
But with the 10 seconds on Kaisa, we are going to see the side of Limitless Void finish the game. They're going to kill the Nexus of Dorado Gaming Gamma and send us to a game 3. The Zed jungle, I mean, it didn't do poorly, but it just didn't provide enough, I think.
No, it's not exactly what they were looking for with it. I think this game going much longer than I think Gamma wanting.
They did want to go to late game, but I think these fights were just played out much better by the side of Limitless Void. But with that said, we are going to go to a little bit of a break before the Game 3 draft. Stay tuned for the Game 3 of Dorado Gaming versus Limitless Void.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move.
dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed, life destroyed. Until I woke awake, scream my mind, I shout, the ground shakes. How much can I take? My mind will break. Will it break? Can I take? Can I be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Fly away. It's the first time of today. Today. To dream, believe. You are the strength, you're all I need. Need. Oh, gonna give it a shot. Only one of me to shield you all from the enemy. You're superhero. You're superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Can I be your superhero? Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the
Welcome back. We got Game 3 draft starting now between Limitless Void and Dorado Gaming Gamma. Coming out with the Thresh ban again from the side of Limitless Void. Game 1 really not wanting to let Hooked on Voice have his namesake champ.
And again, we are going to see the red side coming out from Dorado Game and Gamma. I believe last game it was Limitless Void side selection, and they chose blue. And after losing game 2, Dorado Game and Gamma has decided to go back to that red side, banning out the Morgana this time. She didn't seem like to be that big of a threat, but apparently she was enough of a nuisance.
Yeah, looks like Dorado Gaming Gamma did not like the Morgana that last game, opting to get rid of it this game, did not want to play against that. And interesting, we see another Varus first pick.
Oh
They
my
really
goodness.
prio the Varus from the side of Limitless Void.
Now, I do want to see strong Tristana coming in. That's a very good pick here. I do like this. It's going to be able to really allow Gamma to play through their bot side if they do lock it in here. It'll have
I think
incredible
it's a great
prio.
pick into Varus.
There we go, the Tristana lock in, and I want to see the Mundo again.
Yep. So for all 3 games as said so far, each team has prioritized in the first 3 picks, and most of the time the first picks for each side in the Varus and Mundo respectively.
Yeah, the first picks of this series has been Xin Zhao for the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma, and then Varus for the side of Limitless Void for the last 2 games. The Ornn coming in to match the Mundo. Now, I've seen this matchup played, and if there's allowed to be chain CCing, if the Ornn plus whoever the jungler is going to be for Limitless Void are able to chain CC the Mundo, it is an incredibly free kill because the Ornn is able to do percent health damage, which is passive. Yeah, I'm tripping over my words. Percent health damage with his passive, as well as the brittle procs, which is his passive, and the grass procs. But
Yep. Yeah, definitely a good pick into the Mundo. Able
okay,
to match.
it's confirmed. Limitless Void support is an e-girl. They play Janna, they play Lulu, they play Nami, they play Morgana. Okay. Good to know.
Yes, we have Sharkbait 2.0 coming out on the side of Limitless Void.
And the response with the Leona. You know, honestly, these 3 picks coming out from Dorado Gaming Gamma had a lot of prevalence in Game 1, and were able to allow them to play exactly how they want. They're allowed to play aggressively, they're allowed to control the lane, they're allowed to play fights that they want to pick.
Yeah,
yeah.
I really respect the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma's draft here. They know that the Varus is coming. They're ready for it. They're not going to change their draft up to try something new against it. They're sticking to their roots and what worked for them game 1. They're going to send it right back at him again and ask him, hey, can you deal with this? Just an all-in Tristana Leona again, really going to dive this Varus Nami. And, you know, I would really like to actually see a potential Silas mid pick come out of the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma here. I think that would be a potential really good counter to this Ornn Nami here.
I was going to say, I feel like they're going to leave the counter pick up for OG Kush, as the Diana is by far the best jungler. And I don't know how... I think she's the strongest jungler on this patch, though, after Xin Zhao. So I don't know how she's fallen through to stage 2 every time and gone banless every game. But without that, needless to say, Dorado Gaming Gamma picking out the Diana, one of the strongest team fighting AP sources in the game currently, pairs incredibly well with the Leona and the Tristana and the Mundo, being able to go in and just fight, be able to do exactly what they did first game and just brawl. The Sejuani lock in. I'm going to check the client to make sure that's actually Sejuani and not the client insta-locking it. It appears it is the Sejuani pick, in fact.
Yeah,
So
very interesting.
A lot of frontline coming out from Limitless Void this game.
Yep. This is almost a repeat of the last game's comp, but in a bit of the opposite way here. We've got the Varus with the strong front line on the side of Limitless Void here, and then we have the dive on the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma, kind of reversing roles here. A Yawn pick coming in.
Another lacking of AP coming out from Limitless Void. Now, Ornn, Sejuani, and Yone all do a little bit of AP damage themselves, but it's not significant enough to warrant really building for it. The damage profile is just not it. And again,
You spoke of Varus's versatility as an ADC, able to go on hit, and the Vel'Koz coming out last pick into the Yone for OG Kush. Very interesting matchup. I don't know much about the Yone versus Vel'Koz matchup, but it would just appear instinctually to me that Vel'Koz struggles against that, especially since he had the counter and picked that. But maybe we'll see if prove me wrong. But going back to, sorry, I didn't mean to just finish real quickly here. Going back to what we talked about with the versatility of Varus in the ADC, with on-hit lethality as such. Another build here that could be potentially played I'm not sure how prevalent it still is, but I have seen Varus be able to go AP as well, which would round out the comp of Limitless Void here and provide them with an AP source.
It definitely would. I don't think AP Varus is the most prevalent these days, but it definitely is a build that can come out, whether it's the death cap coming in later on for the Varus to be able to really allow for the W damage to come through. Just speaking about this mid lane matchup, I feel like it's Vel'Koz favored early on, but then as level 6s approach, Yone ulti will be able to instantly interrupt Vel'Koz ulti and immune the ECC by buffering it. So it scares me a little bit, this Vel'Koz pick, because I'm not sure what it can do into the Yone.
Yeah, the Vel'Koz pick is definitely worrisome here for me as well. I mean, just looking at these comps, you've got Ornn, Nami, Sejuani, and Yone that are all able to interrupt the Vel'Koz ult from distance safely without ever having to risk getting too close. And can all do it reliably. Every single one of these champions, Ornn, Nami, Sejuani, and Yone, are all able to throw gigantic hitboxes to stop this Vel'Koz ult and stop the shredding. Because I would assume that the Vel'Koz was picked not only in a response to the Yone maybe, but as a response to the Sejuani Ornn, and able to shred these tanks with the percent damage. But I don't know that Vel'Koz will ever be able to get an ult off in this game with these comps.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the case. I feel like the Vel'Koz is going to, get taken out of commission before he can even be able to put on, the ultimate, the true damage from his passive. But again, looking lane to lane, I think Fireflans will be able to run top. I think he'll be able to run NA Breezy down again, as he has the past 2 games. Missed a couple solo bolos even.
Yep.
The jungle matchup again, the Diana into Sejuani. It's a pretty even matchup in terms of like how early game will go. The Diana will farm on par with Sejuani until about their first recalls, and then this Diana will be able to keep up, or will be able to break away in terms of pace, and right. Also I think provide a little bit more utility later on in the game.
Yeah, it would seem for me, looking comp versus comp and talking about win cons here, that the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma really needs to get ahead early, I think, here. They really want to pressure this bot lane, get this Diana ahead. A fed Diana here is very scary for the side of Limitless Void, because they don't have a tremendous amount of ways to deal with a Diana jumping on them. They have lots of CC, but they don't have lots of ways to deal with Diana ERing. There's not a whole lot they can do. And if the Diana does get ahead, and if the Diana is able to combo a majority of these people into one small area and stop them even for just a little bit from being able to stop the Vel'Koz R, it will only take just a small time between Diana R and Vel'Koz R for them to take a significant amount of damage. So for the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma, to me it seems like the win con would be to get early leads and execute fights in such a way that doesn't put your Vel'Koz in a bad position, and he's able to get this shredding damage off this Wombo and clean up from Tristan.
And I think it's... sorry, keep going. I apologize. Keep going.
Oh, I was just going to say, for the side of Limitless Void, their win cons, they really need to shut down this Tristana Leona from being able to get early leads. This Varus Nami needs to play really respectfully and really safely, and they want to get this Yone ahead. They want to get this Yone a lead against this Vel'Koz. They need to abuse the fact that they have Sejuani and double melee solo lanes. So if Sejuani is able to pressure both of these melee solo lanes, like you had mentioned earlier, the Ornn struggles against repeat combo CC, and the Mundo struggles against repeat combo CC, and the Ornn has % max health damage. So for the side of Limitless Void here, Sejuani really needs to look early game to pressure these double melee solo lanes she's got.
Now, here's the thing, though. We talked about their bot lane game 1. The Tristana Leona versus the Varus Janna. Varus Nami does not have the same kind of safety into these two as a Janna Tornado. So I want to be able to look. I want to be watching level 2 bot lane when they do come around, because if they are able to get off a good trade, whether they're able to chunk out super hard, I think we'll be able to swing the momentum of the lane and potentially cascade into things like early dragons, early tower damage, and things along those lines.
I agree.
But with that said, We are going to take a quick break before the start of the game.
Predictions.
Predictions, right, exactly. You know, I got to go with my boys. I think this composition is way more versatile. I think the Diana, the Vel'Koz, the Tristana are incredible, you know, three-pronged carries that can damage from different ways. The Diana going in and being able to one-shot, the Tristana being able to jump around and do damage from all different angles in the fight, and the Vel'Koz just being able to shoot a massive laser of death onto, you know, the enemy team. I don't think there's much chance they can lose if they don't misplay.
Yeah, I would agree with mostly all that. I'm going to have to predict for Dorado Gaming Gamma as well. I think the only way that they struggle here is, like we talked about, that Vel'Koz, it gets constantly canceled over and over again. But correct fight placement and correct fight playing the fights out correctly and correct positioning. That's the key word I'm looking for from that Vel'Koz. Should allow for a nasty wombo combo from the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma.
Yeah, and with that said, we're going to take a quick, small break just to get ourselves prepared for this game. And when we get back, we will have Game 3 between Limitless Void and Dorado Gaming Gamma. So stick around.
Bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear I weighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Rising with each beat of the music is bringing. We're flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in. Welcome, heart, soul, food, I'm devoting myself to the night. There's no motive. We're just listening. We're existing. We stay when the music.
And alright, we are back with the game. We are back for Game 3 of Dorado Gaming Gamma versus Limitless Void. As we do see pings already onto the top side of River for the side of Limitless Void. This is Game 3 again. We are... Honestly, Game 1 and Game 2. Game 1 was kind of a stomp. Game 2 was a bit of a banger with the Zed Jungle pick, which, you know, luckily did not come out in Game 3. I'm not going to lie. It was a little bit of a scary pick because I didn't know how to cast for it. But, yeah, no, we do see some pretty standard comps coming out from both sides, in fact. And yeah, we do just have a 5-point spread to start the game with Flans with a cheeky little invade and free cleaver onto the Ornn.
Yep, free cleaver on the Ornn. Looking to gain information on where the jungler is starting here. It's pretty important that they track this Sejuani. Seeing as she has double melee lanes, she can pressure either of them early game. Both of those lanes winning early game 2v2s with the Sejuani and the melee stacking.
Yeah, and with the standard spread, we are going to see the junglers retreat into their jungles. Oh, it's a good trade coming out on top side. Honestly, this is, what we've been seeing all night, just the two top laners bashing their heads. Mundo into, whatever, and Nabrizi. I don't really know which one it is. Nabrizi decides to pick, as it looks like we're going to be having a solo start on the Diana on the top side.
It appears so, trying to throw the enemy team off as to where she started both side lanes showing early, showing no leash, and the top lane matchup, like you're saying, both top laners just kind of beating their heads into each other, as any good top laner should. It really shows just how strong Mundo has been. He's able to kind of duke it out into a lot of the matchups right now in the top lane. Very good blind pickable top lane. Doesn't struggle against many matchups, having only a few bad matchups into Camille, potentially Camille, and some other Divine Sunder users.
It is the iconic fight in the top lane, the wet noodles fighting together. But we are going to see a path coming out from Diana. She's going to folk clear as opposed to the Sejuani's 5-camp clear. Now, realistically, if Dorado Gaming was paying attention in that second game, they should know that this is the path that the Sejuani likes to take. She likes to go red into her chickens, into her topside camps, or rather her blue side camps. And whether or not they're pinging it out or tracking it is unknown to us. They have not pinged out anything yet. But the Diana is just finishing her topside as the Sejuani is moving on to her blue, which is going to give her a lot of time to make a play as these, just a quick trade on the mid as they're going to getting a little bit of good chunk damage onto the squid. I'm sorry. The Vel'Koz here taking the squid, taking about half of his health with that singular trade, forcing the first health potion out of the Vel'Koz. But yeah,
just as you had mentioned earlier, the Sejuani starts the game off clearing a bit faster than the Diana. The Diana needs to ramp up a bit before she starts overtaking that clear battle. Clearing much faster. That's what I meant to say. The Sejuani clears faster early game, leaving a window of opportunity open here for her to gank before the Diana can get in position.
But yeah, so we are going to see no punish coming out from the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma or from the side of Limitless Void. The Diana getting to clear her full jungle and get this crab with no challenge whatsoever. The Sejuani looking for an early recall, potentially going for some early tempo on the map as the Diana walks forward and is going to look for a potential gank through the Tri-Brush here. Or maybe even a check onto the Krugs. Oh, she's going to take away the Krugs.
Yeah, I think this is good for the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. They're looking to really get some pressure on the spot side early. Like you mentioned, the draft lacking the tornado from Janna gives no way to reliably stop the Leona and Tristana from jumping in. It takes a really good bubble to stop both of them, if not any of them.
The Diana has found her. The bubble lands from the Nami. The Leona goes in, and the first blood for the Diana onto the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. The Sejuani looking for the counter kill onto this Diana as Sejuani is forced to flash out as the Tristana tries to jump on her head. Goomba stomp, as it were. But yeah, some really good early fighting coming out from Dorado Gaming Gamma, being able to get that first blood onto the Diana, which is going to massively speed up her ability to clear and get even more leads onto this Sejuani.
That's exactly what you want to see here from Dorado Gaming Gamma. They're executing their win con here, sticking to what has worked for them in the past in the set in Game 1. Really, getting that bot lane ahead early, applying pressure, but we see a fight in the top lane come up.
Fight in the top lane. Fireflans might get solo bowled himself this game. Could this be the counter? Could the U.GG predict it correctly this game? The Ornn into Mundo. Is this it? Is this the promised land?
U.GG does seem to be a prominent figure in the Plat Leagues, if I do say so myself, as a registered U.GG gamer, let me tell you what.
It is 1-1 tonight, though. To be honest, it is 1-1. The Shen didn't work out, but the Rankton surely did. But no, as you see...
Of course, miming.
Ooh, the flash coming out from the Ornn, and the Cleaver snipe from the Mundo.
The Cleaver snipe coming
Flan's
through.
just gonna look at the Sejuani and laugh as, what the heck? Wait. Okay.
Yeah, he just gave him the Chris Kyle on that Cleaver.
The bluff of Diana being behind him works out.
The American sniper.
Man, what is with the solo bolos tonight? Flans is just on one.
I can tell you from personal experience that Flans does indeed like to bash head like ramp.
Oh my god, Flans fighting hitting the level 6, being able to take a massive trade onto NA Breezy. And the Cleaver's coming out not doing enough damage. But, you know, looking on the bot side, though, getting a free dragon after seeing the Sejuani top lane. Sejuani really wants this pink.
Unfortunately for the draft side of Limitless Void here, they've put they put themselves in a position where Sejuani really needs to pressure this top and mid. You know, the double melee solo lanes, as you'd say, you know the stacking on the Sejuani, that's where she wants to be early game. She has no options at all bot lane to stack her passive through a gank. Neither of the bot laners will be able to stack it, so that's where she really wants to be. But that can also be a bad thing, having those two melee
the potential
solo
solo bolo as the Ornn ultimate comes in. The brittle proc onto the Mundo, and the Q coming out. Can he get the W damage? As we're just waiting on cooldowns here, the W damage coming out from the Ornn is not enough to finish the Mundo. Flan's almost killing himself with that Q, though.
So very unfortunate there for the Ornn. He threw his Q pillar down to slow, but as it popped up on the timing, it popped up between both of them, putting more space between pushing either one back and forward. Very unfortunate for the Ornn there, almost getting a solo bola. But like I was saying, the Sejuani pick with the two melee solo laners, it's good obviously for the Sejuani, but it also is predictable. You know where she's going to be wanting to go. You know where she's going to be wanting to gank. So you're able to do things like apply pressure at Dragon, like we just saw upon seeing her execute these early game plays mid to top side.
I'm trying to think about it, because we didn't talk about it in draft, but at what point in the game do Limitless Void just win? Because from looking at Dorado Game and Gamma's comp, Tristana Leona will be able to take you all the way to mid game just by themselves. The Vel'Koz and Diana will be able to just carry you through mid game. And then the scaling from the Tristana and the Vel'Koz will just be able to carry you through the late game. When can you do what you want to do as Limitless Void? Ornn items aren't going to win you the game.
I think what would be required here from Limitless Void would be some very well executed team fights to get an early lead. If they lose the first few team fights here, they're going to be in an extremely awkward position here. They need to win the first team fight through micro execution, honestly. They need to quickly...
Nami, when will you learn? Here. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? On the Morgana last game, face-checking the Nautilus, and now the Nami this game, walking right into the hands, the waiting arms of the Leona.
That something e-girl positioning, I mean, you know.
I wasn't going to say it. But no, and that kill does go onto the Tristana, which is very good in terms of gold. So just as we're coming up on the 10-minute mark, it is a 3-0 kill lead and a 2,000 gold lead for the side of Dorado Game and Gamma with an Infernal Dragon. So that early damage is going to help out even more. And as we see, there's already an 1,100 gold lead on the side of the Tristana against this Varus. As the Ornn ultimate comes in onto the Mundo, we're talking about this chain CCing. The chain CCing just doesn't stop. Oh my goodness, and the Yone is able to pick up the kill. Oh, but the Nami dies as well.
Yeah, trade bot side here. Unfortunately, that kill went to the Yone. Unfortunately for the side of Dorado Game Gamma, that kill went onto the Yone. Fortunate for the side of Limitless Void, that's what they need, is a kill on this Yone early. They need to get this Yone ahead. But a pickup kill, another pickup kill onto the Tristana, onto this Nami, puts the Nami at a significant XP disadvantage. She's now been on the lane for 2 consecutive deaths without getting much of any XP. And the bot lane of Dorado Gaming Gamma is getting
the Diana does so much damage. As the flash comes out, the Diana is going to potentially go down to the tower shot as well, and the Sejuani. Oh my goodness, Sejuani trades back, so 1-for-1 for both sides. Honestly, the gold going onto I mean, everyone's picking up kills. The Vel'Koz got that kill onto the Yone, which will ease up his lane just a little bit. And the Sejuani getting the kill into Diana is not what you want. You want that gold on someone else, but it's, you know, you got to take it where you can get it.
Yep. 1-for-1 trading there is obviously better than getting nothing for the side of Limitless Esports, but you really don't want to have the Sejuani picking up the kills whenever the kills are going over to the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma on the Vel'Koz or the Tristana. Although Sejuani is definitely scary when she has 2,000 HP, she can't do a tremendous amount when ahead in comparison.
Yeah, no. And we do see this dragon spawning in a minute, and the Tristana recalling. I know it is early game, so these types of recalls are a little bit more important, considering that the item purchase is happening is a full item. It's the full Tristana Mythic. It is the Kraken Slayer. Really good this game into the Ornn and the Sejuani being able to do true damage on that third auto, as it's actually it's always a fist fight top lane. They're nothing but consistent, which I appreciate.
Oh no. Ram head.
As the Ornn is potentially looking for the kill. If the ultimate comes out here, it's not up quite yet. But the Sejuani is gonna just get the freest gank of her life onto the Mundo. No, the Mundo does have flash and might be able to flash away. But Sejuani holds the Q. Oh, so well played. So well played from the side of Limitless Void. But they did get a trade on the dragon. Now this should be the full top tower though for Limitless Void, considering Sejuani does have the Eye of the Herald in her inventory.
Yeah. So we see here the trade coming out, and this has been pretty consistent throughout the early parts of this game, that the Mundo draws pressure through extreme overextension right before the dragons happen to bait the jungler to come and to get the dragon secure. Now, obviously, we don't know the reasoning behind that. It could not be a bait. It could just be simply the Sejuani doesn't think that they're able to get the dragon. They sack it to go for the play top. Whatever the case is, it seems to be a trade that, in my opinion, would be in favor of Dorado Gaming.
As we do see a potential dive setup. We have double TP coming in from the side of Limitless Void. As the Varus just gets insta-killed, the hooked on Flays looks like he's going to be traded back. And the Tristana, can she buffer the jump? Oh, the Ornn doesn't even try it. The Tristana does be able to buffer the jump out of the Yone R. The Vel'Koz are coming back in onto the Ornn. As we do see the Diana. Oh, and the ulti coming out from the Tristana to finish off the Nami. Really well played. 2 for 1 for the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. And 2 TPs burned for only the 1 of Dorado Gaming. And,
Yeah, good fire.
I was going to say, like, this Mundo... You called it severe overextension. I called it unnecessary overextension, to be honest, because he's strong enough where he doesn't need to be walking that far forward. He doesn't have any vision in his river, and he's playing as if he's unkillable, which he clearly isn't. He has died earlier in this game, and I don't think giving over gold for the sake of, drawing a jungler up. Granted, you are getting a dragon, but I don't think it's worth the trade.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the correct word to call it unnecessary. While it did achieve the desired goal, if that was the goal, and in getting the dragons, the early dragons for Dorado Gaming Gamma, it's just not necessary. Like you say, the Mundo is at a point where he's difficult to kill, but like you say, he's playing like he's unkillable. But that difficulty to kill can allow you to leverage a potential even wave in your lane, even despite not having a tower there. You can leverage an even wave in your lane and still get away with Mundo R. But because Fire Frontier is playing so far up, he's having to blow his ult early, time and time again. He's blowing his ult early, so that when the danger comes, he has no ult. Just like in the situation here, he's already blown his ult here. If the Sejuani was to show up, he has no ult anymore to be able to get away, and is just able to get chains to speed. Just like you said, it's unnecessary.
It's unnecessary. The only difference in this situation is that he does have good solid vision set up, but it's... just watching these fights, it's unnecessary bad health trades as the Tristana jumps in with the rocket jump and the E. Getting not much but a small health trade onto the Varus, which will easily be healed up by the Nami W. But, I mean, here's what's, very good for the side of Limitless Void. They made it through that early laning phase, and, they only dropped a couple plates here and there. They got a full turret on the top side. Granted, the gold is on an Ornn and a Sejuani, but... The gold lead is very close. It's only, a 1,000 gold lead inside in favor of, Dorado Gaming Gamma. They do have a two dragon gold lead, or 2 dragon lead, though.
Yeah, I think Dorado Gaming Gamma will look to... Oh, and we see them going in the sedge here. Easily escapes over the wall. And a play potentially top.
Nah, Yone is able to immune any CC with his ultimate for whatever reason.
Right, yeah, both Sejuani and Yone able to escape those looks there. But I do think that, like you said, Dorado Gaming Gamma will look to secure these early dragons here. Getting a potential early dragon lead with a comp like Vel'Koz, Mundo, and Diana, you can control the entryways just like in the last comp. Control the entryways, control the zone, and the minute that they bunch up and they're able to get hard Diana ulted with Vel'Koz, it secures that Vel'Koz's safety and being able to get the combo off as they're walking in on Dragon Vision. So dragons will likely be a large point of contention on the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma.
But yeah, we do see this the vision control being set up in the top side for this potential Herald take coming out from Limitless Void. But nothing to come of it yet, with the dragon spawning less than a minute and Mundo not having TP. It appears as though Dorado Gaming might be making a play for this mid tower here, considering they TP'd the Vel'Koz in. The Varus is not, caster this game. He doesn't have the damage to one-shot the wave with his Qs anymore.
Yeah, weird play there, sitting at the TP. I think that Dorado Gaming Gamma wants to take this mid tower at all costs. They want to siege it down to open this map up here. They really need to get the map opened up. They're being held off from many of the plays they'd like to do right now by all these towers. It's still standing mid lane. So that really opens up the map here. It looks like they're going to transition bot lane and pressure preemptively for this dragon.
Now, they should be sending one person back to match this top lane. Because the dragon is already secured. They should know that Limitless Void is playing for this Herald and trading for it. The reset's coming in a little bit late from the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. Because if Yone wanted to, he could damage that turret and almost take it down if he could. Yeah, as you see the turret down below half.
Yeah, I would say that the trade was in favor slightly for the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma, simply because the second Rift Herald is not as strong as getting closer and closer to this soul point here for Dorado Gaming Gamma, but definitely late on the recalls there. It wasn't necessary to have all the members there, just giving up free top XP farm and tower.
Yeah, now here's the pivotal point in the game, right? We're even on gold, but there's 3 dragons for the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. Count them, 3. 1, 2, 3. And it's only 17 minutes. So these dragons have been taken almost on spawn since the start of the game, which is very good in terms of scaling. But it's very risky now, because for the side of Limitless Void, now they're desperate. Now you're gonna get a fight for every dragon after this, and if you aren't prepared, come 5 minutes from now, it could potentially go really poorly. So while Dorado Gaming Gamma has been able to make the map moves to secure these early dragons, they have to make sure that they're ready to fight if they want to secure this 4th one. No getting caught, no greeting for item buys, no greeting for camps or anything like that. You need to get your lane prio, you need to play for vision, you need to deny, you need to trap, and you need to play it by the book. There's no skipping steps allowed.
Yeah, I agree completely. We've seen over the last 2 games that Dorado Gaming Gamma have had some issues with trying to get into the objectives and getting picked out and caught out beforehand, trying to get in. So they need really clear and consistent ways to get into these objectives through either clearing vision or through prio in the lane. And more importantly, I think what you said about the fights. I always see a fight going top here.
The Yone going in, getting some good conquer damage onto the Mundo popping the ulti. The Yone potentially looking to go back with his ulti of his own. The chase down is, possible, but the Mundo is able to walk out and does have flash up still. Multiple pings onto the mid lane. It looks as though this bot lane is going to be a 2v2. The Tristana jumps forward with the rocket jump. Oh, the Diana comes in as well with the ulti, getting 2. What a massive ulti for the Diana and the Tristana. Oh my goodness.
Very well played dive there from the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma, able to secure that double pickup there.
It was a little bit scary. A little bit scary,
yeah,
considering the Tristana ulted them out of Diana ulti's second cast, but
yeah, a bit of a misexecution there, miscommunication, but still able to pick it up. And this is exactly what Dorado Gaming Gamma want. They want to try and open this mid tower up here. They have to be careful of excuse me. Be careful
God bless.
of Sejuani and Orin coming to stop them there. Excuse me.
But yeah, no, the Sejuani and the Ornn, they are the fight tools. I really don't know what this bot lane accomplishes. The Nami is 0-5-1. The Varus is 0-2-0. Like, for first picking the Varus, it is incredibly useless. In terms of the things that it's done throughout this series. The draft priority on it has not, been equal to the pressure, to the usefulness in these games.
Yeah, it hasn't netted the value that you would expect from priority pick like that.
Yeah. This game is bot diff. Or rather, it should be. It's basically all in the hands of this Tristana to solo. I mean, the Diana is very fed now too, but the Tristana has so much gold. It is 8,375 to the 6,100 of the Varus. Tristana is up 2,000 gold at 20 minutes into the game.
Yeah, that's pretty much the entire team's gold lead is on that Tristana there. They only are up about 2k gold here, and it is all on the Tristana here.
We do see a wet noodle fight coming out of this top lane. Now, the only difference is that the Ornn has actually finished his Anathema's Grace, or his Anathema's Chains, as he's going to get the potential solo kill onto the Tristana. No, he doesn't get it. Oh my goodness.
Tristana almost going down there.
But now again,
pick up the-
Dorado Gaming Gamma's on the wrong side of the map. The dragon is spawning in less than a minute. Why would you not just be on bot side? It's an Ornn. He's not worth the time or the setup. You now have a late reset. You have to walk into this, fully warded up river. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, Dorado Gaming Gamma have to look to engage here with a numbers advantage to make this play worthwhile for them. But they might get death pushed.
Oh, the Leona
they're
goes
gonna
in by
get death
herself. The Varus ulti coming out gets the root. The Nami bubble coming in. The massive flank coming out for the Mundo potentially.
Flank from Mundo.
But he doesn't have ulti. The Mundo just creating just enough space to potentially get this dragon. The Mundo damage here. Oh, as the Ornn goes in with the TP, the massive Yone ulti onto Hooked on Flays. But just the damage for the Tristana and the Diana is incredible with the ultis coming out. The Ornn going down as well. So is the Nami. The Sejuani soon to follow, as it is going to be a team ace for the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. Oh my goodness.
Dorado, Limitless Void there tried to do a death push and tried to get a return pick there with a numbers advantage, and I think that's the only way they could have won that fight. But unfortunately, they were just not able to shred the Leona fast enough before the Tristana and the Diana came wailing down on them, picking up kill after kill on reset there.
Now here comes the attempted Baron take coming out of the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. They should have enough damage for this with the Leandries and the Kraken Slayer coming out from their 2 DPSs. And it appears that Mundo has been assigned the job of taking the mid turret while the rest of his 4 teammates are on the Baron. Honestly, a really well played out fight and post fight from the side of Gamma, getting the soul, getting the Baron, getting the mid tower, breaking the map open as well as the gold lead. Granted, it went from 2,000 to almost it went from 2,000 to exactly 6,000. So.
Exactly 6,000. Yeah, that's the little things after objectives and after these big team fights where you're suddenly ahead. The little things afterwards, the post team fight and post macro plays are really what allows you to get out every little bit of advantage from the plays that you make as a team. And Dorado Gaming Gamma have done a great job of doing that here, squeezing out every little bit of advantage they can from this significant play they just made.
And let's do the check that we've been doing every game. Let's just look at these items real quick to see if there's anything out of the ordinary. The only thing that really catches my eye is the fact that Varus decided to build a shield bow instead of a Kraken Slayer or a Gale Force. Oh, as we see, never outmatched finding the Yone, and this should just be a kill onto the Yone himself. Yeah. As Leona finds another ulti onto 3, finding the Nami again, getting one shot. The Vel'Khazar coming in, almost one-shotting the Varus. The Ornn coming in, gonna potentially find the trade back kill onto Leona. As the Tristana goes and tries to find the kill onto Varus, but cannot find it. The Ornn being so tanky. Oh, he does find it. The Tristana doing all the damage to the Sejuani. I really hope he doesn't W in here. Oh my goodness, the Diana flash QEing in and gets the ulti onto 2. Oh my god, and another ace coming out from the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma. And the disrespectful Zhonya's in the base from the Diana.
All I can really say to that is my goodness.
My goodness indeed, bro. I mean, I don't know what you can say. That was a 4v5 ace. And that started with the Yone getting caught and ended with the Diana with the crazy double ulti onto the 2 tanks for Limitless Void.
Yeah, I don't want to say Zed Jungle Diff, but...
I wasn't gonna... Yeah, honestly, I'll say it for you. Zed Jungle Diff.
It seems as though Dorado Gaming Gamma is having a much easier time here with a playmaking jungler.
I mean, granted, the Zed played like a playmaking jungler.
Well, let me rephrase that. A playmaking jungler with CC.
Death is a CC.
That is true.
Yeah,
it's the hardest CC.
It's the hardest CC, exactly. Now, 25 minutes in, Never Unmatched has decided to keep his refillable potion instead of buying a second control ward. Kind of grief, I think, but we'll go for it. Wait, hold on. Oh, the Tristana is a massive griefer. This guy.
I don't mean to correct you here, but I did not know, and correct me if I'm wrong here, that you need to have 2 open inventory spots for 2 control wards. I thought that you could just stack them.
Yeah, no, you can. Believe it or not. But I think it's. But he didn't have the gold for it. Is what I'm saying.
That's what you
sell
meant.
for the 60.
But
this guy on our screen decided to keep his Doran's Blade instead of selling for, a game-winning pink ward. But we can move on from that. We can move on from that. But no, this Ornn is He's playing.
You have Ornn displaying here in the bot side.
Oh
one of his
my
many
goodness!
skills.
Private Ryan here is going to
Private
get bailed
Ryan's
out by
easy.
his team. The Ornn ulti coming in, potentially going to find it onto the Vel'Koz. The Vel'Koz flash coming in. The Ornn looking for the potential knockup onto the Mundo, getting a massive ulti on, getting a massive knockup onto 2. And the Yone going 10,000 miles to find the Vel'Koz, gets the kill onto OG Kush and the shutdown as well.
Yeah, so no trade there, no 1-for-1. You only able to secure a kill on the Vel'Koz.
But I don't think it really matters.
I don't think
the
it does
damage.
either. You know that's what blanking on their team name here. That's what Limitless Void needed earlier in this game in these team fights. They needed the Yawn to be able to disrupt this Vel'Koz, or disrupt him from being able to shred his front line like this, but they just haven't got it yet. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news or a pessimistic observation here, but it may be a little too late from this Yawn, despite him being able to pick up the Vel'Koz here. The side of Dorado.
The Diana does get engaged on. Oh, and the Sejuani ulti finding the Leona. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. Never a match is going to come in here and give a 600 gold shutdown onto the Ornn. No, why would you give it to the Ornn? Oh my goodness, my head is in my hands right now with that shutdown going over.
Yeah, and shutdown being picked up by the Ornn here.
Another unnecessary overextension from Fireflans. This is so grief. You're flashing, you're ulting, it's an in-him turret when you're up 10,000 gold. Why are you like? It's not clean. It's not clean at all. It doesn't make sense.
A bit of dirty gaming there from Fireflans. Can't really knock them too much because I would have done the same thing, but you know, just going for that tower there, living and dying by getting that tower.
We don't. This cast is not. You know, it's not. It's say as I do, don't do as I do. You know.
Yeah. Let's go with that. I definitely would.
Yeah. It's say as I do, bro. Everyone's smarter outside of game anyway. You know, it's the pressures of being in game that cause us to, you know, miss out on things.
Oh yeah. I completely agree. I definitely don't do that on purpose.
Yeah, no, but yeah. So we do see coming out. You know, just gonna move right on. We do have both Uber buffs coming up in less than a minute now, as we do see Dorado Gaming Gamma trying to take control of this bot side river. They do have the permanent prio in that top lane though, so someone is going to have to answer the constant stream of super minions coming in. The Ornn does have TP with a potentially good ward on that banana bush right by red buff. He is probably going to TP in fairly early here. The Diana has a crazy flank angle, but she did just clear the wave, so the side of Limitless Void should know that she is over there. Now,
if I was on Limitless Void here, I would need the Ornn to TP now. You need the Ornn here in the front line.
You need the Ornn here now. As the Sejuani ulti comes in, Dr. Mundo has to answer as well. The Yone going onto the Diana. Oh, whiffs the ulti. Diana is going onto the Yone, who can just jump back as the Nami ulti finds 3. Ornn going in and is 1v9ing. You know, the warrior mage assassin is trying his best but cannot do enough, as the Sejuani is almost down and out as well. Everyone running away with their tail between their legs on the side of Limitless Void. But, you know,
it's a bit
hooked
of an
on.
unfortunate fight from the side of Limitless Void.
Oh, wait, as the Yone finds. Oh, close. Good stopwatch from the Tristana, though. The Mundo coming in from the side, wanting his final goodbye to the as he sends the cleaver the wrong way. But Hooked on Flays is saying, no, this is my game. I am the MVP of this. I will end this game for us. That the Zed jungle doesn't matter. We can end the game by ourselves. No, but seriously.
Yeah, very unfortunate fight there at the Dragon for the side of Limitless Void. You know, they wanted to get this last-ditch effort to contest this Soul Dragon here. But their Ornn, you know, he had TP up from the start of the fight, and he really needed to use it there first. He needed to be in that fight at the start, be in the front line, a big beefy member. But unfortunately, he used his TP after the fight had started. They had already blown their CC, and they just got melted before he was able to get there.
Now,
he was stuck 1v5.
I want to point this out, but there's a fight happening here. But the more important thing... Oh, wow, okay, yeah, it's so... But Hooked on Flays is trying to find this Varus. Trying to find this Varus with all of his might. Looking for the ulti onto the Varus, gets the kill. Oh, my goodness, and they just end the game. It's a... Oh, my God, well played. No, but with that said, it is a 2-0 victory for the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma onto Limitless Void. A very entertaining series. The Zed jungle, while we did flame it a little bit, was a spicy pick. I appreciated it.
Yeah, definitely adding some variety into the drafts with the Zed jungle. And, you know, it honestly looked like it was going to prove both of us wrong there at the start of that game.
Honestly, it did.
Really showing off some strength
well,
there going up early.
Prove me wrong. You predicted the game win. You did.
Well, I did, but
Granted, I
you know,
was correct in the end, but we don't
I
have to go
had
there.
my reservations about the Zed Jungle, and while I do think that it would be a potentially good pick, I think it might need a little more comp around it. It seemed a bit out of place in the comp. Maybe a little bit different draft would have helped it. Nonetheless, though, Dorado Gaming Gamma able to take this at 2-1 against uh, uh, Limitless Void.
Yeah, and with that said, that will be all from us tonight from the Dorado Gaming Esports Twitch channel. Again, I am Septi with my friend Sir Baldamus Prime, Dalton, or the Harmonica God. Do we want interviews? We want interviews? Oh my goodness. Okay, I wasn't prepared for an interview. I don't have any questions ready. But Dalton, who do we think the MVP is? Do we want the Zed Jungle? Do we want the 11-0 Tristana? Do we want the solo bolo guy himself, Fire Flans?
Let's see here. Well, let's think about this.
I think it must be. I think it has to be the Fire Flans guy.
You think so?
I think it has to be him.
Yeah, he definitely did repetitively show the power of that Mundo there. I would definitely be willing to give him the MVP as well. But that 11-0 performance, as bad as I hate to give Monty an MVP, he did show off there in that last game. He showed up repetitively throughout the set, doing pretty well. So I'd be willing to give it to either one of those players. Fireflans, I think, played a bit more consistently.
I think Chad is crying for the Franco, for the Flans, for the solo bolo man himself. All right, I'm gonna drag him. I'm gonna drag him in right now.
All right,
hold on. I can't actually move him out of his team room. Do you want to go yell at him to move up to?
I'll go
like vibing, chilling.
Yeah.
All right. With that said, he'll be back in just 1 second. We'll pull Fireflans in here and we'll get a proper interview going. But yeah, no, it was a good series. I enjoyed it a lot. The first actual proper. Oh, Flans is here. Someone else moved you. Welcome to the casting booth.
Yay!
And now someone has to move Dalton as well because he doesn't have access to this channel. Okay, here we go. Wait, hold on. Don't move Dalton. I'll bring you back. Welcome back, Mr. Dalton. All right. Somehow Flans got in here. But yeah.
I couldn't get it.
So congratulations, Mr. Solo Bolo, on the 2-1 victory over the side of Limitless Void. I almost forgot the name. Really well played tonight. Any thoughts on the game overall? Any thoughts on some picks per se? Perhaps a ninja assassin that went to the jungle?
As a team, I always have utmost trust in Noah, so if he says something's good, I trust him. And I don't think it was bad, honestly. I think there was a lot of other mechanical and positioning errors on our side that made us lose that game. And even to the end, it was pretty close. So, yeah, I thought it was a pretty spicy pick. We had one game of practice on it in a ranked game on our Smurfs beforehand, so I felt like we were ready to bust it out in game day.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed to work really well in the first bits of the game. And then we were memeing it the whole time, but it did perform fairly well. I will say that. But yeah,
it was a close game. I think even at the end there at that elder fight, if it goes a little differently, we can take the game off them.
So I had a couple questions, and I think Dalton as well is gonna agree with me on this. Every draft was a little bit confusing for us, at least for me, because this style of draft was very confusing. Considering I don't think I've ever seen a Dr. Mundo picked first rotation in my whole existence in this game. I don't think it's ever been picked first round for all 3 games of a series before. So how is the champion in your head? Because it seemed that you guys have a massive prio on it.
Yeah, so I tend to like to play more bruisery champions like Set and Kled and Darius, but just through practice and my own personal experience with solo queue, I really don't think Mundo has any losing lanes if you're like a decent player. So when you check the damage charts in those games, it's actually pretty insane how much he outputs for a frontline tank. We just have a lot of prio on it because it can be flex jungle in case we want to, but for the most part I know like I'm gonna smash the lane and I can draw a lot of pressure for my team, especially there in games 2 and 3. I mean, the Sejuani was just perma ganking me top, so we got to get ahead on the bot lane. I'm pretty sure I solo killed their top laner all 3 games, and he had counter pick on me all 3 games, so it's like, yeah, it feels pretty unstoppable.
it's safe to say that U.GG has lost today.
That's a win for the rest of us, by the way.
Sure. Dalton, any questions for our friend here?
Yeah, so tying into your last question there about the early picks and stuff, and Flans kind of mentioned it in his response as well. He said that the Sejuani was constantly ganking him. I had a question about some specific moments throughout the set where your team was able to secure dragon after dragon after dragon because the enemy jungler was putting pressure on you right before dragon. So I have a question here about those particular moments. Were those intentional overextensions to draw the jungler top lane right before dragon, or were you just going in?
So the way I like to play around objective timers, especially in the mid game when we're looking for dragons, is my job. I feel like as Mundo especially is to draw pressure, because the Ornn can't hold me by himself. Like I'll just crash waves and get demolished procs. So my hope is by overextending, I can draw another member. I mean, most likely it's going to be like the TP mid laner, right? But in that last game, I remember it happened twice where Sejuani shows up on dragon spawn. And I actually get a little upset because I'm like, okay, why the fuck, like, I'm going to die here. Sure, I'll take my death, but they're giving away objectives for free. So I just think it's such a good trade every time. I'm definitely not just brainlessly extending past vision to die, but it's kind of like a force play. And I think they took the worst choice every time.
They certainly did. Certainly, the Sejuani showed up right before the dragon multiple times during the Sejuani game, just giving dragon away. And she had double melee lanes there, so she had to pressure. And we touched on this in the commentary of the game that with the Sejuani drafting double melee top and mid lane. You know that early game she's going to be looking to pressure the top and mid. She has a Varus Nami bot lane, so there's no potential for her to stack a passive off either one of those champions. So she's going to be either top or mid pressured early game to try and get those stacks off. So did that at all influence the way that she played that game, knowing that Sejuani was going to be looking to play majority top and mid?
Yeah, we started our Diana on top side to path to bot lane. We did no leash so that they wouldn't know where we were, but I think the plan for that game was to get bot lane super ahead. That's why we target banned the Morgana so that Hooked could play his engaged champions, and it worked, right? I mean, their bot lane got 0 kills and Money was fed out of his mind. So the reason I like Mundo in those situations is he's such a damage and pressure choker. Is a little unlucky at the Herald play. I'm gonna be honest, I thought my guys were closer early game when I died, but for the most part I think our plan worked out perfectly.
All right,
Awesome.
But that's about all from me.
Yeah, no, with that said, thank you so much for the interview, Fireflans, Franco, the Solo Bolo King. Do you have any shout outs you want to make as we finish up here?
Yeah, shout out to Never Outmatched, shout out to OG Kush, and shout out to Hooked on Flays.
I see you're leaving a specific person
I forgot.
out there.
Wait, hold on. And shout out to Zoal and Hoshi and Efron and Unknown Bites. Okay, that's everyone.
That's everyone?
Hell
Yeah. And Dalton too. Shout out to Dalton.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
But
nice.
there's not a certain person that you need to shout out there. No, just that's all.
Oh, Joker and Rogue. I love those boys.
Okay.
Yeah, those are my boys.
Okay.
No one else though. No other like ADC players. Good ADC players. That's it.
No, I think that's it.
That's
Thanks
it.
guys for
Okay.
casting.
All right.
It's pretty
Yes,
good.
sir.
Awesome.
Of course.
Well, with that said, Franco, I will move you out of the call real quick, and then we will finish up here. Thank you so much for the
Awesome.
interview.
Thank you guys.
All right, and
Poor
with that
Manny.
said, poor Manny,
You're down tremendous.
he down tremendous, bro. 11-0-7, 11-0-7, and the man gets left out of the shoutouts. It is what it is. But with that said, Dalton, thank you so much for coming on the cast with me tonight, and I appreciate everyone who came out tonight. Everyone at Dorado appreciates all the support you guys are giving to our new channel and for our love of streaming our team's games. Granted, the only team that's been streamed is Gamma, which is kind of weird. But eventually we'll have more teams, so don't worry about that yet. They'll be coming soon. But with that said, thank you everyone for coming out tonight. Again, I have been Septi with my friend, Daltini Linguini, Sir Baldimus Prime, Dalton, and the Harmonica God. But with that said, of course. With that said, everyone have a wonderful night. Feel free to follow us
Have
on
a
our
good one.
socials, and stay tuned because we'll be posting some content about it. Feel free to join the Discord as well. I think, right? Feel free to join the Discord. Are we trying to build a community? Probably. But yeah, no, follow us on our socials. Keep up to date with us. And we'll be back next week with some more UJL action. All right. Peace, boys.
Of course.
Have a good night, everyone.